Anyway, so where we left off last time, you guys.
Oh, we're actually live now, by the way. So.
Yeah, we are live. We've been live the whole time. And I said we're going live now, and then we went live. Like that's what happens. That's how that works. That's literally what production is. So, I also agree with that motorbike noise. Whoever ate curry last night, keep it to yourselves. So,
Sorry.
so you guys are currently asleep, scattered across 2 rooms in the Magician's Hat.
That's not true. We were on the beach.
I was asleep.
You went back to the rooms afterwards, did you not?
I don't think we did. I think we,
I mean,
there
some
was
people
Ramses.
did because they have long rests, so there's only.
I had stuff that I wanted to do, but yeah, okay.
I mean, you can be awake if you want. What do you do after everything happened on the beach?
No, you go on. I'm sorry.
No,
It's
I'm not going to stand in the way
I
of
can also
it.
do later.
Oh, okay, we'll do it
It's
later
okay.
then. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, coming to consciousness after the events of the night. Lance, the memory of the intervention, the divine contact that you received.
The curry.
Nephilim, the various thoughts and paranoia that only Nephilim would know. Rovan slept through the whole thing, totally fine, completely different room, has no idea what's happened.
Yeah.
Is just like, this is a nice place. Night of uninterrupted rest. What a luxury. Michelangelo, an interesting night for you. And Lil Bjorn. I mean, you saw the Lance thing, but I don't know how you feel about it. Bjorn's kind of a hard read for me. I don't really know what he's got going on. So, what do you guys want to do? The day is yours. Day 2, I'm Midori.
Let's get some breakfast.
Yeah.
Classic.
Right.
Alright.
So you can either eat in the bar or have stuff brought to the room through the automatons.
Is Buddy over here like alive yet? Or like awake and alive, able to talk?
Oh yeah.
That's what I want to know.
The
I'm gonna
dude.
stroll up to the door of my room and just room 17. Go
Okay.
looking for everyone.
Yeah, it's super bizarre because you open the door and step into room 17.
Hey, Raven.
Oh, hey. Sup?
What?
Morning.
Hi.
It's kind of
Cool.
crowded in here, like everyone's just kind of stacked up. If I recall, Etrian was in room 15, correct? So he's
Etrian, that's it.
So he's still behind there. So everyone else is kind of just like crowded in. There really weren't enough beds for this many people, but they made do.
I think Etrian's in 17, I swear.
Well, then there's even less
was
beds.
the only guy on his own.
I thought
Yeah,
Roven was with
true.
Etrian, but maybe
I
you're
thought I
correct.
spent the night in solitary.
no,
yeah.
He had the quiet room. I guess the rest of us slept on the sand. I don't know. Who knows?
Everyone gave the elf his space, apparently. Oh, we're sleeping in the same room as a fucking owl. Sorry. That's a different NPC.
Yeah, so can we check on Etrian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. You make a medicine check, Michelangelo.
He dead.
Last roll of the day.
Sorry, dice was not ready.
Oh.
11.
11. Seems like he's gonna be okay.
Nice. Seems like he's gonna be okay, guys.
Okay. Is he conscious?
Cool.
He is not. But he does appear to be more sleeping than unconscious now.
I'm not gonna wake him up. Last time that happened, it was a bit disastrous.
You always kill him.
Literally. I'm a bit scary.
Maybe you
I
should
wanna
take
know
the
what the
mask
hell's
off
going on.
once in a while.
Does any of this actually make sense? I'm gonna just address the group. He says they're here already just before we get attacked, and then claims to have no knowledge of this note that he was sent. What's going on? We need to find that out. It just this is all over the place. We've been dragged around by this guy. Nearly fell to our death.
Yeah, we can find out. Right after second breakfast.
Can you conjure up some meat for me, mate?
Yeah, sure.
He actually can't conjure meat. He can
Well, I
just
conjure the
illusion
image
meat.
of meat.
If
Yeah,
he
I'll
was a
wait.
conjuration
Collapse.
wizard, he could conjure meat.
I can make it sound all nice
Sizzly.
as well. yeah. I can-
Sound.
Yeah,
Can you make it like
sizzling
sizzle-
meat. Just a pile of sizzling meat.
Sexy.
I mean, it sounds like the perfect thing when you're on a diet.
I mean, it's well oiled. What can you say?
Ugh.
It's a valid answer to what can you say. So I agree with you, Rovan. Actually, I'm kind of sorry for dragging you guys into this. I thought this guy was like the person that, well, I needed to get to complete my task. So I feel a little bit guilty right now. But I guess we can address all this when he wakes up. Basically, I think this puts us in the driving seat on this whole situation because, well, he fucked up and like fucked us over massively. So we should be able to get what we want out of him now when he wakes up, as long as he's not dead. He's not dead.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but we also almost died. And we've been seen with him by whoever. And I'm not sure that they are gonna let us go just like this. Do you think there will be some like repercussions that we made it out?
Maybe it depends the extent of like why he's like we have no idea of the situation. If they're just after him, then probably not. If
Depends who
somehow-
attacked us as well.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like we could have just been collateral, right? Like
true. At least we didn't see their faces, so. But they
Yeah,
don't know
very-
that.
Just saw a cloud.
they look very
Just saw a
cloudy.
cloud. Yeah.
Don't even know
but-
what the skypod looks like. It was just a cloud. Assuming it was a skypod. Maybe they had fly. You don't know.
Yeah, I think
You
we'll
guys,
know
what
what's
I
happening.
definitely know is that Jamar knows something about this weird marking. He lied yesterday when he said he didn't know anything about it.
Oh,
He looked like really surprised when I showed it to him.
Maybe
then-
someone he's keen on could have a conversation with him about it. Stares at Michelangelo. Just
Yes, man of God, sell your body for information.
I don't know. I like.
No, we don't have to. Like, he didn't seem to want to tell us, and I
Yeah,
don't
it's
want
like
to.
if he said no, like he doesn't know anything. You could have just been a poor read on you to think that he does know something. He could well know nothing.
I'm pretty sure he knows something, but I also don't want to fuck our relationship with him because we kind of need him. And also, I think he could kill us all. So
valid.
You'll remember the vision of a statue just rising out of the sand. It's just in prime position in the bar, by the way. He's made it a feature. It's decoration right now.
Nice.
Hmm. What about Polonius and Co? They haven't left yet, right?
You don't know?
I mean, it's the second day, or you said they were leaving at the end of the second day, right?
They said that, sure.
We should probably go just see what they're doing.
They've
right?
been so reliable on things like timescales in the past.
Hmm. I'm not sure if that's relevant to anything. Anyway,
So wait, I'm actually a little bit confused. Shamar wants us to go to this iceberg to see if there's this thing.
looking for
Yeah.
a piece of scale.
Yeah. Then this Etrian guy wanted us to sneak into a skypod to change some documents. and that's when we got attacked. I'm just trying to recap my brain a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Had an interrupted sleep last night because someone decided to get fucking smited by lightning and wake everyone up.
Excuse me.
Summon a whirlpool.
Rovan's just confused. Like, I had a great night's sleep. What happened here?
Just woke up soaking wet.
It happens. We've all been there. When you got a need.
We have a lot of options.
I will point out that after that little episode, the water was nowhere to be seen. Like, it appeared to have been absorbed into Lance. She was completely dry afterwards.
Okay.
Diapers are a wonderful thing.
I don't know. I mean, we had a little midnight stroll afterwards, and then I slept pretty well, so I feel good.
Mm-hmm. We have some options. You know, how does it sound as an idea to just go to the city and go shopping with like some of the money that we have?
Horrible. Wow.
Sounds pretty good to me. I'm always down
Yeah.
for shopping.
I mean, like, we could we could raise our armor class if we find a place that actually has like good resources. And we also still have a bunch of money and other items that we could sell from our previous expedition. I don't know. It's an idea. It's an idea. I'm not saying we have to do it.
Also, this is like a super like arcane city, right? So maybe we find some cool magic stuff, like
Yeah.
little things that light up for like in the dark and shit like that. Ooh, yeah, let's go shopping.
Yep, sold it.
How about if we wake up Etrian and then find out what the fuck's going on, and then we can kind of decide whether we need to focus primarily on whatever the fuck's going on there, or we can go shopping. Because I'm not entirely against shopping.
Like how useful is Etrian? Is he
You'd
useful
say
to
he
us
has
fools?
He's useful to
but
me.
do you-
I mean, he's useful to me. Like I explained all that.
Oh,
He
right,
said he'd give me
because of-
insight. This is like you
Yeah,
guys
that's
all
it,
agreed
it's
to help me with my task, and now you're like, oh, shopping.
Right, he
A
has
lot's happened
knowledge
since
or
then.
whatever about the government. Although, oh god. Okay,
Bro,
what are we gonna do with him?
wake him up. Could Oh, I got an idea. Bjorn, can you do like a small illusion, sound illusion next to his ear? Just a nice, quiet.
An air
only
horn.
he can hear.
Sure, dude.
Let's not make him have a.
I love this. That's actually what's happening right now.
Let's not give him another heart attack. Can you just gently wake him up with a sound illusion, please,
All right.
if you can?
I'll just whisper "oi" in his ear.
And you, from across the room, you just hear, "Oi."
Did he wake up?
Make a performance check.
Oh god.
You got a plus on that, my dude?
No.
No?
Seven.
Nope. No. Okay. I mean, you're proud of it.
Oh yeah.
Did he wake up?
He did.
Anyone else able to try and wake him up? Someone that won't let me down.
Oh, that's how it is.
No?
I was
Alright,
thinking to
I'll-
myself,
I
hey, it
could
would be
shoot
fun if we
him.
had a skill challenge this session, but I didn't realize this was gonna be it.
Alright, let me go do it. I'll like shake him gently, be like, Adrian.
Just pour some water over his face.
You get him to stir a little bit, but he's not.
He's groggy.
He's not really asleep. He is like, he's passing from unconsciousness into sleep, sort of directly. You seem to, due to weariness, it was a long day, and he spent most of it unconscious, which isn't a restful state. So yeah, you're thinking that maybe it'll be like an hour or something before you can get something out of him. But you're welcome to try other means.
Could I try my prestidigitation? Is that how you say it? Prestidigitation?
Prestidigitation.
Press the button and let me know.
And yeah, we'll just make like an odd odor appear around him. Maybe that'll wake him up.
Oh my god. you're gonna kill
What
me.
is the odor?
Hmm.
Is it the smell of meat? That's all I
It
wanted. Yeah.
Rotten meat.
Oh no.
Oh.
So this pungent smell starts to pervade the room.
I'm going outside.
Bah.
Yeah, bar. And we just walk out.
We just walk out, yeah.
Me and Roman.
It's all part of the plan, guys.
So
Trust.
Pretty disgusting.
now that there's less witnesses, what would you like to try next?
A bunch of musical notes, all out of tune.
Okay. You hear a
I'm just trying to annoy him to wake him up. That's my plan.
I mean, there's a little bit of a shift, but like I said, he's still
Just leave him there,
still
bro.
some way towards unconscious rather
Yeah.
than asleep.
Maybe we should just let him come back later. Ask him then.
I've got an idea. So we want to find out whose Skypod we ended up in, and I mean, to an extent, we want to know.
Yeah, I
why we
hope you
got
guys made a
attacked,
note of the
etc.
number of it.
I did.
It's in chat. It's in a chat.
Yeah, so
I
what we
made
can
a
do
note.
is we can I remember someone mentioning, it might have been Etrian, about the school. And the school has it keeps a record of whose Skypod is who and the number of stuff. And I think maybe we should try and go to the school and try and find out. And if we've passed drops along the way, then, best of both worlds. But I think that would be a good way to kill the time until he comes back. So we can maybe find the information. And then if he starts lying to us, we already know the answer. And then, maybe I'll scare him into death. You guys okay with this? You guys good with this?
Yeah, sounds good.
Wait, did Rovan and Michelangelo leave?
Yeah, we just
Yeah,
stepped
word.
out.
All right, Lance?
Yeah.
All right,
Sure.
let's go get the other two, and then we'll head off. We'll go ask Shima, where the school
Shima
is.
shima.
Well, maybe we can just say school. We'll ask him anyway. Just a little bit of help would go a long way.
Yeah.
To the bar.
You
I
head to
like
the bar.
that.
It's sunset.
Oh, I mean,
I mean, in a manner of speaking, I guess for you guys, you might consider it to be sunrise, but it's weird that it's in the same place that it was last night.
Shema.
Make a perception check.
Shima.
Steps outside the door. Shuma! Just no one there.
It's gonna be something like
Oh
this.
my
is
God.
Way
not
big.
here all the time.
I got a 3 + 5, 8.
8. There's no sign of him anywhere.
Hmm.
Hey, maybe that's him.
Shema.
Behind the keg. Behind the bar.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to the bar then.
Okay, it's an automaton.
You're not Shema.
The
Garçon.
automaton sort of turns towards you and sort of cocks its head slightly, waiting.
Garçon. Bring me your manager.
It doesn't move, but
I
it's
want
some.
to speak to the manager.
It doesn't move, but it somehow looks very skeptical.
I'll have one Jamar, please.
Um, okay, can I have a whiskey while I'm here, please?
Automaton
It's
reaches
early in
below the
morning.
bar, pours a whiskey.
If you knew the shit I was going through right now, man.
Hmm.
It's sunset
Oh, wait.
here.
Is it just Nephilim?
It's always sunset in the bar. It's always after 5, guys. It's fine.
No, I
But-
came down to the bar. with
And
you guys.
Bjorn, and I don't know where
Okay.
Rovan and Michelangelo went, but yeah.
We're
I'm just
ready.
admiring my statue.
It does.
Oh, you're
it
on the bar
it
as well
looks
then?
really good. It looks really, really good. It's actually kind of like on a plinth now. So, because like plinths are pretty easy to make on site. So this doesn't have like what it's going to stand on yet. So it's 10 feet tall. It's going to be like 12, 14 once you're done. But there's the sand appears to have. Well, it's weird. It shouldn't be supporting the statue, and it certainly shouldn't be the shape that it is, but it looks very cool mounted up like that, and it's giving you some ideas.
Nice. But
And
yeah,
you're sort of crotch height right now, looking at it. And you're big. I guess you are big. Yeah, like ribcage height. Everyone else is like looking up into balls.
Perfect.
Except Bjorn, who's at me.
He's looking at my balls.
It's just a whole chain of people looking at balls.
Quite the group.
I have an idea as one of the
Statue.
balls lights up.
Nice.
Bing!
So, what are you guys doing?
Oh god.
Where the fuck's El Jamal, Mama?
You get the
Haven't
impression that
seen-
he's not here.
So who's in the room right now? Can I do a perception check?
Yeah, there's quite a few people. It's pretty busy. There's a lot of people. It appears that this is like a popular breakfast place. A lot of people eating breakfast, but it's all automatons. You can't see any living people serving food or anything.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Should we just do our best to try and go to the school? Maybe, I mean, I'm sure if we say school, it's not going to work. We need the name of the school. Maybe we can ask someone here, just to be like, hey, what's the name of the school around here?
Bjorn knows the name of the school,
Bjorn?
if he remembers.
Ah, shit. I don't remember.
The Astia Arete Paideia.
How could
can
you
you
not
write that
remember
down?
that?
Can you write that down, Silent?
Astia Areta Pida.
Astia Arete Padera, I think.
Sounds like a crazy pasta dish. You know?
Astia Areta Padea.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, you know?
All right. Should we just go to the curtain and say Astia Arete? Can everyone say it first of all?
Astia Areta
Paideia.
Paideia.
School.
You're beginning
Pizza.
to understand why everybody calls it the school.
Yeah.
Astia Areta Paideia. Paideia.
Paideia.
I'm just gonna try
Paideia.
school first.
Potato.
Potato.
All right. You know what? Good enough. Let's try and head over there now, using
All
the curtain. I'm
Let's
going
go,
last. I
Rovan.
don't trust you lot.
I'll go first. I'm just
Alright.
gonna try the school.
Okay.
Oh, I bet it works.
You step into it, into the cubicle,
Mm-hmm.
and you. Smoke ring comes up from the floor.
Huh.
It's kind of surreal seeing like half of your friend. And he's gone.
Hmm.
See?
That worked.
I'm gonna not take any risks.
I'm avoiding what happened last time with this stuff, and I'm gonna also say the same thing. The school, because I don't want her up in a different location.
Rovin's gone.
Oh yeah. So what is it, guys?
Let's just go to the school, and then
No, I'm
if
going
we
up. No, Astia Areta Padea.
God
Nephilim
damn
is
it.
gone.
Last.
I go last. You go.
Okay.
I'd say the school, but
I don't think I'm gonna even pronounce the other one correctly. So, the school.
Michelangelo
Me
is
too.
gone.
the school.
Lance is gone.
We're all in the
And
same place.
you all appear. And you're
Nice.
stood on the outside of the pyramid, the giant pyramid in the center of the city. And it's very strange because you're at a, you're at a like a 45-degree angle, 50-degree angle or something like that. But it feels like you're just stood up straight.
Huh.
And there's some stairs a little way off, and you can see other people just kind of puffing in and sort of heading towards. There's 4 sets of staircases, one going up, one to the side, and one down. So
Wait, we're all here, right?
along the plane of the pyramid, I mean.
Hmm.
So you can walk down those stairs or not. It's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
Well, I'd like
But
to go
what-
in. I need to find some, some gear to go with my master illusion level spells.
Mm-hmm.
So, it'd be handy.
I
for
respect it.
me.
If
we
you
should-
recall, you don't actually need anything because you have your staff.
Wait, don't I need something for?
Only if it's got a gold cost.
Oh,
Because you've got your staff, it replaces it. Like you either use a component pouch or an arcane focus. As long as you're holding your staff, you are okay to cast pretty much
okay.
all
Well,
your
I'd still
spells.
like to go in anyway. It'd be,
Yeah, of course. But I was just letting you know something that Bjorn would know. And also, you might not always have your staff on. It's always a good idea to have a component pouch backup.
Okay.
Let's
Can we see
before we
an entrance?
explore. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say yeah. Let's find out about this skypod.
Thank you. Okay. All right, let's
Oh.
go.
I guess we have to do a check to see if we can figure out the entrance.
Yeah, or you could
Yeah.
just look at the signs.
Right. Let's
Oh,
move,
what
guys.
do the signs say?
So
Wow.
you see engraved into the floor at the top of each stair is names of various kinds. You've got reception. You've got the request room. And then you've got 2 words you don't recognize that appear to be names.
Reception seems like a good shout.
Yeah, solid.
Mm-hmm. Reception it is.
Well, we follow the signs to the reception.
Okay, so you go down the staircase that's marked reception, and again, it's very bizarre. You don't feel like you're walk. It's a weird feeling. You kind of feel like gravity's moving, and as you look back, the stairs are actually curved.
Yeah.
Yeah, but gravity's always been down for you. Like it feels like walking down a normal staircase, but the world doesn't match how it feels, and you will probably feel like a little bit like, "Ooh, yep, no, I'm okay. Just focus on what's in front of me. Look at my feet, that kind of thing.
Like when you walk through those things that have like the turning. tunnels,
Exactly
that
like
feeling.
that. Exactly like that.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
you walk through down this corridor and you come into a wide open space. It's very well lit. It's glass domed, which is interesting because as far as you've seen of the pyramid, there is no glass on the outside, but there's clearly a glass dome with like the sun beating down. You can see the spires of Midori around you and stuff, and skypods up above. And everything's at a 45-degree angle outside, which implies that you're sort of looking out of the, you're still perpendicular to the surface and you're looking up out of it. It's weird. And there's just a small desk with an elf stood behind it.
I'm just thinking of how to approach this.
It's pretty easy. You take your feet, you go towards the desk, and then you say, "Hey," and you say what you want.
Would you like a blessing of the trickster?
Except
Maybe good morning.
Except I'm also thinking, we did just get attacked. Maybe it might not
You're
be a good
thinking
idea.
this
It's just
now.
maybe it's not a good idea to just stroll up.
The
So
elf
I'm
raises
thinking-
an eyebrow, looking at you all paused at the other
I'm
end
gonna
of
walk
the hall.
I'll walk up.
You've been
Hello.
recognized.
Hello.
Hello.
I've been given the job of trying to find out something to do with a Skypod, and I was wondering where the best way I could do that. I'm new in town. Don't really.
I
really
would
know what's
suggest
going
the Skypod database, which you should be able to get from the request room.
Okay, great. Anything I need to bring or anything like that, or just head up there and I'll be able to figure it out.
What's your connection to the Skypod?
It's a friend of mine. He's misplaced the number. It's a bit ambiguous. I'll be
I
honest with you.
see.
I'm a bit confused. Yeah.
How will you
He-
identify the Skypod without the number?
Oh, I have the number. I have the
How
number.
has he
That
misplaced
makes
the
no
number?
sense. Can I just? Well,
We just need more information about the Skypod.
Well, as long as you can prove a connection to the Skypod, either ownership or maintenance thereof, then you'll be able to retain any details. Obviously, we can't just go around handing out everybody else's information to anybody who asks.
yeah, that's a good point. Sorry.
I
feel a bit
mean, after all,
disorientated.
there was a horrific accident with the Skypod yesterday. Imagine if you'd been, somebody had been involved in that, and then people were, asking about information and such like. It'd be interesting coincidence, wouldn't you say?
What happened?
Well, it appears there was some kind of an attack or a malfunction. It's not entirely clear. Witnesses said that there was a cloud shooting lightning, which, does seem to be what they do, but usually during thunderstorms. Yesterday there was not a thunderstorm. But I think perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
well, there was an interesting collection of individuals that were described as falling from
Strange.
the Skypod. Yes. One of them was blue, and that does seem to ring a bell. But perhaps you might like to tell me what happened yesterday.
Well, I'm not sure what you mean.
He's
We just
looking at
arrived-
Lance.
Oh,
I'm like keeping a complete straight face, being like,
we only just arrived.
Oh, make a
yesterday.
deception check. You're just trying to play that off.
I'm trying. Oh no, 2.
Why are we lying about this?
So your expression freezes, and then you think, shit, that's a giveaway. Because if you really didn't know what they were talking about, you'd be like, what?
Wait.
So the
Yeah.
fact you went blank, you're like, ah.
Damn,
It was
I'm
well
really not
executed,
good at
but the
this.
wrong thing. So
Yeah.
No. That's. I think you got a bit of misunderstanding here. We only arrived yesterday, so I mean, like I said,
well, this
Yeah,
did
I
happen
did.
yesterday.
yeah, I mean, like our ship ported last night around 11 p.m. So.
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
Oh no. You're not. I'm down. Well, it's a 2d20, right? I'm the lowest.
Mm.
Yep.
I completely forgot about Roll20.
5 plus. Oh wait, no. 3 plus 8. 11.
11. Well, I really don't think that this is getting us anywhere. Now, why don't we have a civil conversation? I'll decide who the best person to direct the matter to is, and that way you will leave with your freedom intact, because really we just want to know what's happening, because if it was indeed an attack, steps must be taken. And I think it's fairly clear that as the people falling
We
out of the
were-
Skypod, you would be the victims in that circumstance.
Invited to this one Skypod. right?
Uh-huh.
We went there, we just, as you do when you meet new people and want to get to know them better, meet at their Skypod thingy. And then we were there like maybe 3 minutes. Suddenly there's fucking lightning shooting out of a big ass fucking cloud. We fall. We try everything to not die, which is why we're still standing here, because we are apparently very good at not dying. And we don't have a fucking clue what happened. That's why we're trying to find out for ourselves, because we were the ones that almost died. So, little help, please. We almost died.
Well, if you'd led with that, this would have gone much better for you.
We had.
Tell me, how is Etrian?
Hmm?
Well,
That's what I wanted to mention next. Have you heard of a guy called Etrian?
he's pretty big.
Yes, I have. How is he?
He's
He's unconscious.
He's alive
He's
right now,
what?
though.
Well,
Yeah.
at least he's alive.
kind of
What's
bordering on
happened?
different planes of.
Specifically to him, I mean.
He had a heart attack. Or
He
it
had a
seemed
heart attack?
Yeah. After the stresses of what happened
Falling
yesterday.
400 feet from the sky.
Yeah, but luckily, our Michelangelo, this muscular, handsome fellow here, managed to look after him, and yeah, he's conscious and should be recovering. He's just resting in our room right now.
Uh-huh. Well, I really do despair of Etrian sometimes. Don't tell him I said that. You don't know who I am, it's fine. I'm pretty... Never mind. So, I think that possibly the best thing for us to do, then, is to direct your inquiry where it is most likely to be well received. And I think what that means is perhaps a more complete picture should be needed before you start committing things to paperwork. Because right now it's all rather flimsy. Because, whose Skypod was this exactly?
That's why we were.
Well, the
here.
number was given to us by Etrian.
Oh, you have the number. What was the number?
The number was B94396.
B94396. Yes, I think I do know where that one would come from. It takes such a long time for information to filter back up here, and they open a drawer to the right and rifle through, and then they shut the drawer and open it again and rifle through again, and then they shut the drawer, open it,
Amazing.
and they pull out a folder. Here it is. Here it is. Yes, this is a rent-a-pod.
A rent-a-pod?
Yes, people like to. Well, I mean, it's no surprise that Etrian would have been in one. You'd think in 6 centuries he would have learned some sense, but never mind. He has people who want to present a more affluent image, much like renting a suite in a hotel for a couple of hours for a business meeting can be a good look. This is sort of the same thing, Just, it's a workspace for some people, for others it's an escape, just sort of, just an office really, but it happens to fly. They're quite expensive, though. I'm quite impressed Etrian did manage to secure access to one. Cheaper than owning one, of course. Oh my goodness, the maintenance on those things.
So
you have to swap out those crystals weekly?
That sounds like a lot of effort for a flying thing 400 feet above the ground. Why would you do that?
400 feet?
It was more like 1,000.
1,000.
More like
400
1,000
400
indeed.
meters.
400
I don't
meters.
do
I'm
feet
not sure
things.
what a
I've come
meter
from
is.
under the water. We actually use the metric system.
The irony
Don't-
in that statement, given that the oceans are the least metric system of all time.
Yeah.
So
Don't
what's the
mind our
Skypod
friend
in
here.
Etrian's name? Do you know that much?
Well, I mean, we would have to check with the owner. Like I said, the information didn't quite come back, to clean up and whatnot. There was a Skypod that crashed into the ground, Yes.
Is there a way to find
Shame,
out?
really.
Is there a way to find out which sky gods were moving to other places yesterday? Like long distance moving places?
Well, as long as they
Or
don't try
that's-
to leave the city, we don't really care usually.
So as long as it's in the city, nobody cares. Because I'm like maybe another sky
Imidori's
god that
magic
was
is not
discussed.
allowed outside the city.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
Oh, you didn't know?
Does that include
You haven't
magical
bought
items?
anything, have you?
No.
Oh my goodness. Well, visitors often fall victim to the export tax if they haven't inquired correctly about the state of magic in Imidori. It's very interesting. Obviously, there's significantly more magic in evidence here than there is in any other city on Trull. And with that the case, it is essential that we don't allow it to spread too far. And so there is a shield, if you will, around the city that keeps all the magic inside. And, you know, teleportation within the city is much easier to do than normal, but it only happens within the shield. The residual magic builds up, you see. It becomes easier to do more complex enchantments and refresh enchantments in ways that aren't possible outside of the shield, just because it sort of reflects it all back in, you know. So
But you can teleport out of the city, right?
only from a very few select places.
Hmm.
I turn
And
and
any
look at the
magical
group
items that you purchase in the city once you leave the city will disappear essentially.
Oh no, they don't disappear. Just 4 times the monetary value is removed, or the item is.
So
But
let's say
you will also find items at half the cost that you would see them in other cities around the city. So it's a little bit more expensive once you leave, but if you plan to stay.
Hmm.
All of your items will have been scanned on entry.
automatically.
Yes. Otherwise, how would we know if you left with something extra?
What if we did something ourselves?
Well,
Were we allowed
did
to
you-
take it with us?
not
Just
if
a
it
hypothetical question.
not if it was if it was created within the city, you would have to pay the export tax. Because, like
On
I
my
said,
own stuff?
enchantments are easier and faster to produce in Imidori.
Why?
Because of the background, we literally just talked about this. There's the big shield that reflects all the magic back in, increases the background. You're not a spellcaster, no.
No.
Okay,
no,
never mind.
no.
This
No,
one,
so-
he understands, looking down at Beyond.
Yeah. I thought everyone knew this.
Yeah, I don't do spell stuff.
That was the least convincing like agreement. Like, oh, you understand? Yeah.
all right, yeah, no, that makes sense. To pay export tax though, that's toxic.
I mean, it makes sense.
Can you imagine
Mm.
if any bandit out on the road could get their hands on an item of the quality and strength that you find all over the place in this city?
So we can just basically pay the export tax and still take it with us, but that's
Yes,
how
of
we
course.
export it.
Of
Okay,
course,
cool.
yeah, that's the export
That's
tax.
Where do we do that?
What is the export tax? I bet you it's
Well, if you
extortion.
if you have the monetary
4
value on
times.
you, you can simply leave the boundaries of the shield,
Oh,
Well, but
okay.
you don't have
and
the-
well, then the item will be removed,
I
or
see.
other items will be removed. It's a little imprecise if the coinage isn't there, but that's the risk that you run.
Guys, I don't want to go shopping anymore.
Me neither. Is it only magic items though? What about normal stuff like cloaks and dresses without spells work?
Oh, if it's not magical, then by all means, it's the magic that's the problem.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a
So
question.
we can go shopping.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
of
buying-
course.
Of
I
course.
mean, you
So-
could go shopping anyway. You don't have
It's
to
like-
buy anything to go shopping.
That's true.
I have a question. So we're in a school, right?
Yes, this is the school.
What is taught here? Is it just magic?
Just magic. Not a spellcaster either, I see.
Bjorn?
Well, it's the school of magic, dude.
There's a lot of magic covers so many things. But we do focus on arcane schools largely. Although there are one or two divine casters among us.
I just wanted to know. if
Really?
there was-
Really?
Yes,
I
of
just wanted
course.
to know,
I
like,
mean, people believe what they want to believe.
Hmm.
Is there a politics or history class?
There is actually. It's on Tuesdays, about 7 p.m.
What day is it today?
It is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
My teeth.
Actually, do you know what? It might not be Wednesday. Let me check what day it is.
If it's Tuesday, I'm going. Can I go to this class?
I can't remember if we're tied to a day of the week at the moment or not.
It's Tuesday. It's
I'm
Tuesday.
pretty sure it's Wednesday.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
There's no point in me having a timeline if I don't actually refer to it, so I'm referring to it.
It's Tuesday.
Did we bring Etrian up?
No, he's still asleep.
No, I mean in the conversation.
Yeah,
just
we
had.
did.
He did.
No, they did.
The elf did. We were like, we got into
Ah.
the city. We met with someone in the Skype, and he was like, "Oh,
Apologies,
Actually,
it's
what is it?
Friday today.
Oh.
What did they say? Tuesdays and what?
It's
Well,
just
what classes
Tuesdays,
do they
7
have
PM.
on Friday?
Tuesdays, it's around 7. Most of our civil classes happen around, civics classes happen around those times. You know, the more mundane classes. There are various other learning institutions in the city, of course. I mean, we're not all magic users, but sometimes it can be hard to forget that. I do apologize for the surprise. No offense was meant.
So what classes happen on a Friday?
On a Friday, well, there is tax, commerce, accounting, that kind of things, numbers-based things. If you're talking about
We're
the
gonna get into
mundane,
this
if we're talking
big-
about the arcane classes, then, well, I mean, today there's all kinds of things going on. Of course, I mean, you would have to narrow the field a little bit for me. This is a giant
there an illusion
pyramid
class?
filled with a school of magic.
Is there an illusion class?
There are many illusion classes. What kind of illusions are you looking at? Are you looking for static illusions, lasting illusions, moving illusions? What is it that you're looking for exactly? How convincing? Are you looking to increase, potentially range, or there's many things you could do with illusions.
Dude, learn the
I guess
moving
moving
ones.
and lasting illusions would be best.
Well, I mean, for that you'd be looking at something like Major Image. Is that within your bailiwick already?
Probably not.
No? Oh, well, it's a we tend to classify spells here. I'm not sure where you learned and whether they follow the same regimen. I do know it varies, but we class it as a 3rd level illusion spell, of course. Relatively quick to do, decent range, and you can last it if you're able to get pump more power in. You're able to get it to last forever, or at least until dispelled.
And what does it do?
Well, you can create an image, no larger than a 20-foot cube, so quite large. You could make a room. It appears at a spot you can see. Lasts for 10 minutes with the sort of basic casting. With the more advanced casting, as I said, it's indefinite. And I mean, it's, to all intents and purposes, it appears real until somebody tries to touch it. And you can also move it around, which is also quite helpful. You could create an image of a horse, because that fits inside a 20-foot cube, and cause it to gallop around a 120-foot circle.
That sounds awesome. I want to learn this.
No, by all means. I mean, this is a very basic spell. I mean, I could probably just let you copy it out of my own personal notation if you like.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, of course.
How
And
much gold do I need for this?
Oh well, I mean, are you a specialist in illusion yourself?
I am.
Oh, marvelous, marvelous. Well, I mean, not too much then is the answer. Let me just double check here. I mean, I would expect that about 25 golds worth of the various materials. You're familiar, and an hour or so we should do the trick. I tell you what, why don't I let you borrow this sort of this little copy here, and there's a desk over in the next room that you can use if you like.
Nice.
Don't wander off with that though. That's my tertiary spell book. I really, it would be very inconvenient to lose that.
Can
I
I just
wanna...
very quickly? I haven't caught your name yet.
Oh, my name. I'm sorry. So rude of me. I'm the receptionist. My actual name is on a different tab. One moment. I'm just clicking back rapidly. Fenno Zumna is my name.
Fenno Zumna?
Yeah, elf, indiscriminate gender, robes, sort of classic wizard look, I guess. Very kindly face, and seems to be the perfect person to have this kind of job.
Yeah.
People
he's
just
very
show up
helpful.
not really knowing what's going on, and he just sort of enjoys telling people what's going on.
I have
Thank
one more
you.
question. I'd like to. Oh, we've lost. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I have one more question.
Yes, of course.
If the history and politics lessons are on Tuesdays, is
Mhm.
there anyone, like any of the tutors or lecturers, that I could maybe get in contact with? I have kind of like a homework lesson that I'm trying to get onto, and I don't know if we're going to be around for very long, and it'd be nice to be able to try and meet someone.
I mean, you could inquire in the flats. Perhaps somebody there would be able to put you in the picture. But in the nicer drinking establishments around that area of town. But I can't start, handing out teachers' information, personal details. I
Well,
mean, you understand. This is just
yeah, of course, I understand.
it's a breach
Is there
of
a way to
trust more
contact-
than anything else.
Is there a way to contact no?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Show up on a Tuesday around 7 p.m.
Is there any alternative way to contact them? A little bit more urgent.
But if there was, I would be telling you it, wouldn't I? But as I said, unless a tutor specifically leaves it, we tend to leave them to their own devices outside of the times that they're due to be here. Most of
Okay.
our tutors are in fact researchers at the school, so I think for the civics ones that tends not to be the case. But people have all kinds of hobbies. You never know. Teaching becomes a habit once you do it for long enough.
So, do we have to wait like an hour for Bjorn to copy the spell?
I mean, it would take him about an hour, yes.
What should we do, guys?
Well,
While we wait for
there's
him?
coffee.
Sure.
Cool.
And just sort of sweeps his hand over the desk, and as his hand crosses, from each of your perspectives, the cups appear.
Thank you.
I think I just about got it how you
Nice.
like it. You'll have to let me know.
This isn't an illusion, is it?
No. This is a conjuration.
Love that.
And when you try the coffee, it is exactly to your tastes.
Love that.
And
It's a
also,
pumpkin spice latte.
some people get bored of the coffee that they're drinking halfway through. And if they start to think, oh, I wish this was actually a little bit more, it will change.
Oh.
I need to learn that one.
That one is a little bit more difficult to do outside of my Midori, but you're welcome to try.
Well, while we're waiting, can I just sort of pick your brain about... Well, do you know much history in terms of Amadori? Maybe Arosera?
I mean, sure. I mean, I've been the receptionist of the school for a good 120 years. Not quite
Okay.
120, but close to. So I'm sure that I'm reasonably well up, but I mean, of course, keeping track of the school takes a great deal of my attention.
That's fair. Well, I've heard that there's been some changes kind of recently that's causing a bit of a maybe friction or something like that between the two
Oh, are
cities.
you talking about the boat thing?
Elaborate?
Yeah, there's a new kind of boat. It arrived last week. Apparently, they got attacked by a dragon. Sounds very exciting to me.
Same.
I've never had the opportunity to go up against a dragon, and I do wonder, how I'd fare. I'm not much of a battle mage myself, but I know a few tricks.
Do you have
Maybe
like 3
you-
days to get like vacation days or something? Because we were gonna check out the iceberg in the middle of the lake that's apparently been left by the dragon, and everybody seems to think there's still a dragon in there. So like, this is your
Why does
chance.
everybody think there's a dragon still in there? It was a white
I don't know,
dragon
because
that
they're
was killed.
paranoid. I don't think there's a dragon in
Yeah,
there.
no,
They're
it was
just
a white. It
paranoid.
was a white dragon wormling that was killed. It was
Oh.
very small, white dragon, very territorial, very animalistic, not very intelligent, and generally not very fond of its own kind. So I can't see there being more than one of them in a space. If it was indeed that dragon's lair, then I would imagine it would be
He
empty
was
now.
so small. Where's his mum?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's amazing any of the wormlings survive being born. So white dragons really don't like other white dragons.
How
I mean,
do
I
you mate?
I have no
Never mind.
idea. I was just about to bring it up.
Very weird.
If you ever find out, we have a whole department that would love to know the answer. Draconology has
Yeah.
really stagnated in the last couple of years.
All right, back to the boats. Back to the boats.
Oh yes, the boat. Yes, somebody's breath, I think it was called. It's a new kind of boat. Doesn't require any sails or magic. It's quite exciting, but also quite worrying for the balance between, the political and everything. It's like if Arol reduces its reliance on us, then that can cause some tensions.
Wait, how does the boat link to that?
The
Well,
boat's
because
like
the boat,
technology.
yeah, the boat doesn't require sails or
Oh, I
magic, so it's not
see.
reliant on the weather, which can be controlled by magic, of course, and is not reliant on magic itself. So then they have a form of transportation that is not reliant on magic in any way to be efficient, and that could cause concern if they're not reliant on magic anymore. Then who knows what they might get up to?
Do you know
We
how
keep them in
they-
check, after all.
How they get from here to there without magic and without sails?
Oh, I have no idea. Something about steam.
Huh.
Oh, it's so
What did you
quaint,
say it's
but
the name
people are worried.
The name of the boat is what?
Somebody's breath, I forget what.
Somebody's breath, as in Bigrit's?
As in like blank
Could
breath.
be. I don't know.
We should check that out.
Apparently the steam comes out of a figurehead on the front of on the prow, I believe they call it, nautical terms. Sorry, you're from the sea. Never mind. So. Yes,
Pretty
and
impressive,
the
right?
steam comes out of the figurehead, which is shaped like a dragon head. It's kind of ironic that they were attacked by a wormling. I thought it was being challenged.
Do you know what happened to the guys on the boat?
Well, I mean, there was a dragon that attacked, but I don't believe anybody was harmed. As far as
I'm
I
gonna
know.
actually POB.
Yeah, no worries.
And the boat is okay? Is the boat still going?
Yeah, I mean, it arrived. It's gone back now. It was his maiden voyage. Rather exciting, one for its own personal history books, I'm sure.
So it's in the docks. It's laying in the harbor.
Well, it'll be on its way back to Arol now. It arrived last week, stayed in dock for, I think, 3 days, and then I think it had some minor repairs to railings and such like, and some apparently rather rushed modifications. Somebody forgot to install bathrooms, apparently.
Oh boy.
Yes, it was
Sounds like
rather
shit.
awkward.
But
yes, they
you
made
said-
the trip in 3 days, which is phenomenally quick.
I just wanted to. So you said we keep them in check after all, right?
Well, not you, but we. Yes.
Is it? Oh, yeah, sure. I feel pretty accustomed to this right now. What does that mean?
Well,
what do you mean
Well,
check?
so imagine what could happen. I mean, Arosera is a monarchy, and technically speaking, we recognize the monarch in Aimidori, but functionally we don't. And
Right.
if being able to functionally not recognize the monarchy allows us to stop the monarchy from doing things that might be bad. You know, potentially. Monarchy is a risky business because you can't control who you have as your son or daughter or other.
So is it like Imidori is a bit like a government and Arosera is the monarchy, in a sense?
Oh no, I mean Arosera sort of manages the general civics of the wider elf nation. Not that it's particularly managed, but I mean all the quote unquote political power resides there, and of course the armies of Arosera are most impressive and have a long-standing tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately speaking, the Imidori's function is to just make sure that no ruler feels too unfettered.
No dictatorships incoming. That idea?
Well, I mean, a monarchy's only a step removed from a dictatorship.
That's a good point.
All you've got is a list of ancestors that your claim comes from.
Who is the monarchy right now?
Don't ask me questions like that.
That's
Is
another
that
tab.
It is another tab. One moment, please. I should have anticipated this.
Hey, I found an opportunity to ask so many questions.
Queen Elion Adnan.
Queen Elion Anan.
Yes, Jewel of Arosera, Light of the Elven Skies, blah 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 blah. We don't really do the title thing here.
That's fair enough. I can understand
What again? Sorry.
that. Elion Anan?
Oh,
Elion
sorry,
space.
the name, yes, Elion Adnan.
Adnan? As in
Yes,
like ADNAN.
Adnan, yes, in the common script.
And does the queen have any offspring? Is that like the heir to the throne type thing?
I honestly don't know or care.
Okay.
It's
So
just
no
not some.
tabloids where we can just look up who fucked up.
A
And
what
who's
now?
money. It's like some printed, paper stuff where it's.
You're talking about books? Books?
No, not books, but like just a page from a book, basically. But you didn't rip it out; it was just one page, and people write like stuff on there.
So a letter.
Yeah, but like massively distributed, so everybody can
So like
get
a
one.
chain
So everybody
letter.
can get the news,
Like a newspaper?
Yeah, only more gossipy. You don't have that here?
Sounds horrendous. No.
It is pretty bad and full of lies.
No, Imidori thrives on gossip. We wouldn't want to write any of it down. The wrong people might read it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it at night time.
So.
What percentage am I copying this spell down?
Oh yeah. If you've been going this whole time, you're probably close to done. Like
Okay.
it would have been, time's flexible. Exchange pleasantries. A little more general information that might come up later on.
I've put it on my character sheet, but obviously it's not prepared. It's just
Yeah, you can't prepare it until tomorrow.
yeah.
So, it looks like you're all done. If I could have my book back.
Oh, there's one last thing I wanted to ask,
Oh, yes.
if you don't mind.
Carry on, by all means.
Does anyone still have the symbol on it that was left on the piece of paper?
I mean, I have no idea what piece of paper you're talking about.
I'm talking to my guys.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Squad.
I
You wanna do
got
that?
it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
do you have any
I
idea?
take
What,
out the paper with the sign on it.
do you have any idea what this?
Is it the full note?
No, it's just a piece of paper where we traced it.
Oh, you traced it. Okay. Good to know.
Do you have any idea what this symbol is?
No, can't say I do.
Inside check.
Sure, go ahead.
Damn it. Ah. 15.
15.
Does he know anything about it, or does he look
They have
surprised?
no idea.
Damn it. They excuse me.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I must say you've been incredibly helpful, and
That is
Really
literally
appreciate-
my purpose, so thank you.
well, you're fabulous. If you ever do fancy joining us, like if you got like a weekend off, we're going to be heading towards the iceberg and towards Arosera. If you fancy it by any chance, but up to you.
I appreciate the offer, but the waiting list at the Marshallis is pretty long.
The what now?
The Marshallis?
Yeah.
The Marshallis that coordinates Amadori's roaming wizards. So, being a resident of Amadori, somebody who was born here, somebody who's lived here his entire life, if I want to leave the city, I need a license. For the same reasons that we were discussing earlier. We can't allow too much of Amadori's magic to spread out among the land, so we control the movements. I mean, the perk is that you learn incredible magic. The downside is that, you know, people want to know where you are because you know incredible magic.
But isn't your magic 4 times less incredible when you get out?
No, why would it be?
I don't know. Like
You don't know
I
how
don't
spells
know
work, my
arcane
dear. Maybe,
stuff.
yeah, arcane is
It's just-
complicated.
It's just 4 times more expensive. That was all
For
I
an
could-
item, yes. If you want to, there's the export tax, but you can't exactly put a price on a person's knowledge, can you? And so, travel licenses. We call them passports.
Why?
Brexit.
Because you can
Oh, 'cause
pass
you have
ports
to go
with
to the
them.
port here, yeah.
Yes, obviously.
Like that I get. See, sailor. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bill of
we
lading
were-
for a person.
We won't be asked to need a passport if we're looking to leave Amadori, right? That's not going to be like.
Were
an
you
issue we
born
run
here?
into. No, I'm just making sure. Thank
Have
you.
you
Alright.
invented any spells, conducted any kind of magical research, learnt any experimental spells?
I mean, didn't
Yes.
Bjorn just learn a spell?
They're not an experimental spell, no. That's a very
Oh.
basic spell. You can learn that anywhere.
Ah.
Okay. Nice.
All right. Well, thank you. Feel free to answer my questions with a little bit less sarcasm, but
Sarcasm. There's been no sarcasm.
all right. Good to know.
It's just a sort of
wanna-
half smile, raised eyebrow.
Bjorn, are you done? Are you good to go?
Yeah, I'm all good to go. I'm feeling good
so,
about my new spell.
so are we heading up to the record room to? But what are we doing?
No, we
Um,
don't need the request room anymore because we already know whose pot that is. It was actually Estrian's pot. He rented it. Probably.
We know this thing. Probably.
You haven't actually confirmed that
We
he
know it
rented
was
it.
a
You know
guest
that it's a
spot.
rental pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't care whose it is, right? Like
Well, we
It's a
kind of want to
rental.
know why all that happened.
yeah,
So
but
you
we're
guys
no
leave?
step closer to it.
You guys
Well,
have
what's
left?
the next
Wouldn't
step?
be if
What's
we
the next step
knew.
for us to?
So I just want to confirm, have you guys left the room when you're having this conversation?
We're kind of just lingering.
You're just in
I
the room
think-
still?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just that it's, you know, he can hear what you're saying, so it's relevant.
We're not saying anything bad
Yet.
yet.
I just want you, the players, to be aware of information that your characters have.
Okay.
Specifically that probably
So
not the
what
best
we
place
doing?
to talk.
What are we doing then, guys?
Let's go outside and talk.
All right.
Let's go up these weird 45-degree stairs again. All right.
Why don't we
Moving.
just go to the request room and guarantee that that pod was Etrian's?
So once you're walking through the corridor again, you sort of pass that curve, and just after you're out of sight, you just hear the faint trace of an echo come down, of a voice going, "You will not believe who was just in here."
Of course.
They love their gossip.
Super gossipy.
Didn't they say in the request room that we need not just a number, but we also need something to do with, like the maintenance
Proof of
or
ownership, don't we?
proof of ownership, right?
Some reason to have the information is essentially what they're looking for. They don't really care what it is. They just want you to demonstrate that you should know what you're asking for.
Do
Well,
we
we
throw
can just
Etrian under the
try.
bus and just be like, we was in an incident yesterday with this person. We want to know
I
what's
think
actually going on.
everybody kind of knows Etrian anyway, right?
Well, the MV you're just speaking to said that, you know, maybe get more information, because at the moment you don't really have a lot.
Let's go back
And
to
really,
Etrian and
people
talk to
could just be like, yeah, you crashed a Skypod, pay us. Is
Yeah.
sort of the unspoken implication that was behind that.
That doesn't sound good. I don't want to pay anything.
I mean, he was talking a lot about how expensive they are to maintain, let alone own, you know?
Also, it's been like an hour. We should probably just see how Etrian's doing.
Yep.
Maybe, yeah. How about we do a little side trekking though, and
We're not going shopping.
I kind of wanted to say maybe ask around about this steamboat ship. But okay, yeah, we can just get back.
I mean, we might lose Etrian. He might wake up and just bounce.
True.
Good point. Have we spoken to Plonius yet? Because like I still want to talk to Plonius. So
So maybe
Where
we
are
have
we
to go to the
relative?
docks after all.
Okay, so let's start keeping
we-
track of all of the places that you want to be and all of the places that you are, because you teleported here. That's not the right map. Here we go.
So
I wanna
surely we
go
want to
to-
go to Etrian
So right now,
first.
you guys are here.
Yeah,
The Magician's Hat is here. Plonius is
the dock is at
somewhere around over this side.
7, yeah.
So we should go to Etrian first, right? Because that's on the way anyway. And if he's got the most chance of leaving, we should get to him first.
all right,
Okay.
cool. Just we go.
Is there a way to teleport back, or do we have to walk?
Well, you didn't ask. Doesn't appear obvious.
Or can we go back to Phenozumna, the receptionist,
Sure, you can go back.
and we'll ask him how do we get back? How do we teleport from here?
Oh, well, I mean, do you know any teleportation magic?
No.
Well,
We're not that advanced.
the traditional method then is walking.
Yeah,
Any
let's just
chance-
walk, guys.
It's like 700 feet.
Oh yeah, should we just walk.
Oh right, yeah, that's not far at all.
I prefer
Yeah,
to
I
walk.
mean,
Three
it's like
houses
700
down.
feet down the side of the pyramid as well, though. Maybe not 700, but like that pyramid is tall. Like this map is not the most well scaled, specifically
Can we
for
go
the
down?
pyramid. Sorry.
Just
Go,
jump.
like down the stairs.
No, you can just
Then
walk
back
down.
up.
I mean, if you look around, there's actually a lot of people on the pyramid. Like, there's benches and stuff. It's kind of like a city plaza, but it's weird because it's all at 45 degrees, but nothing falls or slides or anything.
Cool. Let's just quickly walk to back.
It's
to the
really nicely
site.
paved as well. You notice.
Cool.
It's pretty dope.
Are there any skypods towards the peak?
Yeah, there's absolutely skypods around the peak.
Cool. I was just curious. All right, let's head to the Magician's Hat.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way to the Magician's Hat. It's not too far, you know. It takes you like 20 minutes or something. Navigate down the pyramid, get onto the street, walk along, and as you're walking through, you can see a lot of foot traffic going the other way. A lot of younger robed beings of various kinds, sort of hurrying. Even though you guys spent an hour in there, like you got going pretty quickly. So it's about 9 in the morning right now. And you can see people sort of flocking to, you assume, classes. You know, they're carrying bundles of scrolls and books and bags and stuff. They all look a bit flustered and stressed, to be honest. You get the impression this is there's a lot of work ethic going on around you that isn't immediately obvious with the individuals that you've encountered so far. But, certainly, it seems that among the younger residents of Imidori, there's a lot of stress and rush, a lot of productivity. You guys definitely moving across the against the crowd, sort of walking along this main road into the school from the flats.
There you go to learn.
What kind of buildings are there? They just like houses along this road.
All
that we're
kinds.
walking?
It's sort of picture a cross between like 18th century New York and 16th century London. So a lot of different kinds of buildings, a lot of experimental architecture, a lot of magically supported architecture. You know, a lot of the buildings do not look like they should be able to sort of sustain their shape. It's pretty creative, especially in this part of town. Like, it gets a little bit more uniform as you move outwards from the school, but certainly around the school it's pretty nice. There's also a lot of like sort of nondescript buildings that are quite small, and you assume that those lead to other planes where people have, you know, created a house, because why bother building it when you can just magic it? Then you just need a doorway, and it's convenient if the doorway's in the same place, so then they build a doorway.
True.
Right, back to the magical
Okay.
hat, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you make your way to
Put
the
on the hat.
magician's hat.
Woo!
And what are you guys doing? Going up to the room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Check
Okay.
Etrian's there.
Yeah.
17.
When I get to the magician's hat, can I have a perception check to see if Jamar is back yet or not?
Sure. I mean, you don't need to make the check. He's not there.
Okay, thank you.
It's pretty obvious when he is there. He's the only person behind the bar.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah, let's go back to Etrian. So room 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You get in there, and the bed is empty.
Fuck, knew this was gonna happen.
You guys took an hour at the school.
To be fair, we tried to wake him up really hard.
Did try pretty hard.
He
None
was
of you-
still more or less unconscious.
Well, none of you guys actually checked to see if he was faking. So, guy's very trusting at this. Really shifty individual.
Well, he's gone. At least he's paying for the rooms.
As
Yeah,
far
do
as
you guys want
know.
like a... Oh.
Well, if he does, it's not my problem, so.
I mean, the room let you back in, and you kind of assume that if it let you back in, you're probably still supposed to be there, but you also don't know how the rooms work. You haven't tried going to any other rooms. Or did you? I can't remember. I think you guys
The
might have
other.
actually.
Someone said room 16 and then ended up nowhere.
Yeah. So, you're pretty sure
Okay,
that you're
no problem.
still okay to be in this room.
Hey, he might not have run out. He might just be
What, on the
running an
toilet?
errand. Maybe.
Is there an ensuite bathroom?
Do you say bathroom to the grill?
Sure.
You say bathroom, open the door. It's the hallway you step
Adrian?
through into the bathroom.
Adrian, you here?
It's
No.
very obvious Etrian is not there, since it is just you in
Cool.
a bathroom.
I go
Uh,
back to the room. He's not there.
Oh, what are we doing? Wait. Oh.
We should just.
I feel like I got a lot of information for Fennec. That's kind of the name.
I mean, you know.
Fennec El Shamar.
Fennec, that's right.
Fenna Zumna.
Finna,
Yeah,
finna,
yeah.
finna
Yeah,
bust
they
a
were
nut.
pretty helpful. Yeah.
They're quite helpful.
Panic.
Maybe we can discover some more. Like I feel like if we can discover something regarding the boat, that's probably the next thing that I want to like try and understand.
We should just go
I don't
straight
really
to
know.
the cave of this dragon and just.
Yeah, I don't really
raid
know
the
what
place.
purpose Etrian's going to be anymore. Like apart from us finding out why the fuck we got attacked, unless this comes back to bite us in the ass, which sounds like it could happen. I think we should just try and head to the.
There appear to be no immediate consequences.
Well,
that's for
shouldn't we
sure.
go see Polonius then?
Oh no, I mean go see Polonius, then head to like we could probably. I feel like I got a decent amount of information from Amadori.
Okay.
I think I'll find more from Arosera. Basically, like, see
We
that.
can always come back, you know.
Yeah.
Can I ask, where did you think Etrian would lead, or what he would lead to? Who is he supposed to be for you? You said you had stuff to do. What was the goal? Because we must not have achieved it, right?
To find like kind of the relationship between Amadori and Arosera and like how that's interacting with one another and whether there's like a imbalance in power. I'm sure I explained all this.
But didn't we find that out today, more or less?
More or less, which is why I said
One side is, oh, we're doing all the magic stuff and we're fucking powerful. And the other side is, yes, but we have soldiers and also we rule. And everybody's like, yeah, you do, but only kind of. Like, we don't care. And like, that's it, right?
well, and the whole ship. the
Pretty much sums it up.
technology.
Yeah. It's a governmental situation like across the whole of the elf nation that is essentially predicated on nothing changing. So anytime something changes, something else needs to change to sort of balance that out, and then everything's fine. So people get quite worried
Like
about
the
unmatched change,
ship.
like
And that's kind of the
like a
next thing I
boat that
wanna-
doesn't rely on the weather or magic or just sheer like muscle.
That's the thing I want to discover next. Basically, I also need to know like what would cause a big imbalance, and this boat seems like a good lead for that. So
I think anything that would favor one side heavily, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
what
no
it
longer
does.
relying on magic seems to be really good for Arosera, whereas over reliance on magic would be really good for Imadori, sort of thing. But kind of working out the logistics and what's actually happening, I think is probably the best way to explore that. So I think we should go talk to Polonius, explain what's going on, explain why the statue's disappeared, because he's probably gone back to the wherever it was and was like, "What the fuck happened there?"
Do you think so? Do you think he checked on our statue?
Well, it's a fucking huge statue on a ship. I'm sure he's passed it and he's like, "Where the fuck did this go?"
I was
one day?"
wondering if anybody was going to think about that. I did.
Um,
I did think about that.
Just explain what happened and then
Malakat's
say,
pretty
like,
stressed right now.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Can we fuck
I
with
like
them?
that guy.
Can we fuck
I'm
with
n-
them a little bit with the statue?
Up
Like
to you
go
if you
there
want
and
to
be
piss off.
like, hey, we want to get our statue, and they'd be like, oh no. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun, actually. Yeah,
All right.
let's do that.
And then after Polonius, then we can head to. I mean, you guys can look to see if you can get any non-magical armor or items if you want to.
I mean, if
I mean, you can also get magical ones. You just got to pay
just have to
more
pay for it.
afterwards.
I don't actually know how much
I have-
money we have.
I have
We
this
can at
spell,
least go look, right?
I have this spell called Revivify. It costs it needs a diamond to use, but if anybody dies, I can revive them at 1 HP, but it costs a diamond. But
So you want a diamond?
Yeah, but a diamond is 300 gold. So like we would have to like
Hmm.
all pitch in basically.
Well,
for
there's
that.
one
do I-
in the.
I don't think we have that much money, right?
I don't think so.
Well, if there's one in the iceberg, like in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. You know, if we could find a diamond. A diamond is a revival for everyone but me, essentially. Because if I die, I can't revive myself.
Bjorn,
Then
I don't
I
think
will
I'll
just
take
not
that.
let you die.
Bjorn, do you have any use for any like beads or ball bearings?
What I do with my beads is my business.
You do need a crystal bead, if I recall, if you don't want to use your staff as a focus.
I would just use my staff.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
does it
only
require-
thing with the
has to be
staff thing is
crystal?
like if you're not holding it, you're kind of fucked. But then
It has to be
equally, if you
crystal,
don't
yeah?
have your component couch, you're kind of fucked. So
Yeah.
What are you saying? Does it have to be crystal?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
What, mine?
Yeah.
the beard, yeah. Needs to be a
Okay.
Yeah,
crystal beard.
it's either that or the staff.
You could just use
Okay.
the
And
staff.
I have a staff.
So
But if I didn't have my staff on me, then I'd need
other
a small
things.
crystal bead.
And you never know, like you guys could end up
That's
in a
good.
situation where your stuff is taken away and you have to like MacGyver your way out with like.
Yeah.
I've seen
I'm-
some
I'm-
really fun moments where people are like stripping spell components out of jewelry and shit.
I'm pretty confident on my illusion cantrips, so you know, if that happens, piles of meat,
Piles of meat.
piles of meat.
You can make
Right.
moving piles of meat now. You can show the
Oh,
process of
yeah.
turning something into meat.
You can control the image of a really big frying pan with a lot of bacon in it,
Ah,
sizzling away.
This is
20
just
foot
next
fucking
level
frying
illusion.
pan of bacon. You're really pushing the boundaries of the human imagination or the halfling imagination here.
I'm a Dory's got nothing on me. Skypods.
I'm gonna
magic
go make my
building.
own magical city.
With bacon.
Yeah, bacon everywhere that you can't eat. The worst kind of bacon. The only thing worse than bacon is the promise of bacon. That is then
That is
unfulfilled.
I
Yeah.
really want some bacon right now, if I'm honest.
I mean, so do I.
Oh, yeah, the bacon
so,
sandwich.
That'd be pretty great, yeah.
what are you guys doing? We're stalling out
learning
here.
this.
Yeah, let's go
Oh,
to...
and by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. Michelangelo, you currently have what's known as DM Inspiration. You get a free reroll on a D20.
Ooh, why? Why does he get that?
Because he managed to use the term armor class in a totally natural way in an in-character conversation. And I was just way too impressed by that to not award an inspiration moment. So.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of armor class.
Cool.
Yeah, me
Just
too.
occasionally, guys, when you're able to like merge the idea of mechanics, but like represent them really well as a character, like I'm gonna just throw something like that out. So you know, I like it when people do that. I like it when we incorporate meta information in the roleplay. So,
Okay.
what are you guys doing? Going to go see Polonius, or
We are
Yeah,
going
let's
to
go
go
to
see Polonius.
Polonius.
okay, you go to try and find
Jinx.
Polonius.
I go to try and find Polonius.
Can we go in
yeah.
the curtain and just say the docks?
You can certainly try.
Alright. I go into the curtain. The docks!
Nothing happens.
Fuck.
Say Polonius.
Polonius!
Nothing happens.
The
Okay.
harbor?
Sorry?
The harbor? Did it have
Nothing
like a
happens.
special name?
Hmm.
Maybe it's out of the, you know,
I mean, we
bounds
could
of the
walk.
city or whatever. Even though that would be weird.
But what do we even say to get out of the magical hat? Other than the school.
Oh, you know what
Oh,
we
no.
can do?
You're not wearing the hat right now, are you?
We can just go to
No, no.
Aquarius Square.
We're in it though,
That's
aren't we?
like right next to it.
Are you in a
So-
cubicle when you say Querus Square?
No, I think. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Why not? We can just go to
Lance
Aquarius
is-
Square.
Woof, Lance is gone.
Oh,
Wait,
for fuck's sake.
What did she just say? I wasn't listening.
Wait,
I don't
what
know.
square is
She
it?
said something. She said something. She said something about going to the square. I don't know.
What square though?
God damn
What
it!
was it?
Guys, just really start writing notes.
It just happened instantly, and none of us were
I
paying
actually
attention.
have been writing notes, but I just didn't write this one.
That happened too quickly.
The square.
I believe it's in the list of locations.
Go on.
We
Go on,
have
just
talked about
stand
it
in the
with NPCs
cubicle.
before.
Have I not
Just-
put it in?
Stand in the
Okay.
cubicle
No, I
and
haven't
say
put it
where.
in. So
The square.
Aquarius Square.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aquarius Square.
Aquarius Square.
How do you
Word.
spell
Hang on,
that?
I'm just. I didn't realize I hadn't already done this for you guys, so this is kind of on me. I was expecting you to have at least a reference for this.
This is what the wiki's for.
Yeah, right.
The
Well,
wiki
it's gonna be
told me.
great when
Yeah,
that
I'm
comes
so
out.
excited.
The Wikia told me.
Wait, no,
Do you
that's
remember
not
that
the
guy,
right
Lofty?
I do.
Cliff art. You got any cliff art?
Oh,
Bless you.
thank you. How do you spell the name of that square?
Hang on.
SQU.
It's gonna be in the Discord in a sec.
Okay.
There we go.
Querist Square.
Querist Square.
Quarist Square. Okay.
Why is there no smoke? Am I in the cubicle? I want to go in the cubicle. Querist Square.
Oh yeah, you've gone. Yeah.
Aquarius Square.
Aquarius Square.
Let's go.
Has everybody done it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, everybody is in Querist Square, and you're all stood in a sort of loose semicircle,
No.
looking at the hat on the stool.
We're back.
All right, let's head to the harbor. Oh right, didn't we cross the bridge that was like floating to
Yep.
get in here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Aha. Well, let's go back across the bridge.
You go back across the bridge.
Nice.
I don't remember the
then-
description I gave of the bridge. I'll have to refer back to it. But imagine
it was
that, but
floating
going
by
the
nothing.
other direction.
It was
Yeah,
like
literally,
floating on
it was just
nothing. It was
floating.
extremely thin.
Okay,
Pillars.
so
Yeah.
in the interest of time, you make it to the harbour, you find Polonius. Except you don't
No,
find
fine.
Polonius, you just find a ship.
Should we just board the ship and like say hey?
Yeah, you go up the gangplank onto the ship, and Malachar is on deck, and tells you guys, "Oh, all right. How's it going?
Pretty
Maybe
good.
just
Hey,
come-
how are you?
Not so bad, not so bad. You know, just trying to stock up on our supplies and whatnot."
We're actually just coming back to pick up the statue.
Oh, right. Didn't you do that already?
No?
No.
Yeah, he teleported it to the bar.
Oh, it's the weirdest thing. It's not in the cargo hold, and nobody saw where it went. And I thought, oh, it must have been you lot doing something magical or
You
whatnot.
lost our
Yeah,
statue?
you already collected it, right? Yep. You know where it
You
is.
lost our statue, Malika.
No, I didn't.
You owe us 400 gold now. That's worth 400 gold.
Nope. It wasn't me. Nope. I'm not even in
Yes,
charge
it
of the
was you.
cargo
left
hold.
it in your care, and now it's
I
gone.
mean, well, technically, you left it in Plunius's care, who delegated that care to me, and I delegated that care to.
True.
Pretty sure it was Trevor.
Trevor.
You know, the one of you almost crushed that one time. Maybe give him a bit of respect. You know?
Trevor, you lost our statue.
He's not here. He's drinking. Pretty much everyone's drinking. We're in port.
Yeah, do you know what Plonius is?
Probably also.
Did you
our
not
friend.
hear what I just? I just said pretty much everyone's drinking. I would assume Plonius is
Right.
doing the same. I'm not his keeper. He's mine.
Where's everyone drinking?
I mean, I would imagine wherever they can get their hands on alcohol, preferably
Okay.
without paying if possible.
So they're
Well,
wandering around.
we've had a. Go on.
Just to clarify, you don't know where everyone's gone to drink.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of bars, and not everybody likes each other.
Okay, all right.
I mean, think about it for a second. You spent a month on the ship, near enough. Like, come on. You think the likes of Ufo are going to want to hang around with Riley and Corey? I mean, I've got no idea what Corey does when we get into port. She's a closed book, that one.
For
I
sure.
don't know. I don't know. Maybe you guys are a band of misfits. Anyway,
Well, yeah, that would be
Right.
the definition of a pirate ship in pretty much every case that I can recall. Like
we
Plony has
actually-
told you guys, it's not often a choice.
We actually came back just to let you guys know. We're going to be traveling up So you guys are traveling around the coast, right?
Oh, it was Jeff.
the-
It was Jeff, not Trevor. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. What's the name of the northern place again? I can't find the map. Oh, am I on the wrong place?
Fionn. Was it Fionn? Something like that.
Which
I
one?
can't remember now.
The place up north.
Oh,
place-
Kurowski.
Kuharski.
Let me
Um,
let me give you guys the world map. Trunkalv. Yeah,
Trunkalv.
Kurowski.
Trunkalv and Florin.
Urastri's the first place that they're going. Urastri, and then it's Trunkalv is the next one.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
The place that we're actually delivering the statues, what's it called again? Fionn?
Florin.
Florin, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Alright.
was the
So-
question. Oh, that was what you were asking. Sorry, I thought you were
Yeah.
asking where they were going. My mistake.
Oh, no. I was just trying to. Yeah, that was me. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, we're gonna head up there. We've got like a small errand to run, and we're just basically because Tony's told us we have 2 days to come back. We try to make sure like you're not waiting for us, which I wouldn't imagine so. But just wanted to like be polite about it. Just come back, explain. We're probably not gonna be on the ship, but we could see you guys up north because we're teleporting up there.
Yeah, we'll see you guys up north. I can't say I blame you. Get well away is my advice.
But can you send Plinius my regards and his thanks for getting us here in the first place, and hopefully see him
Sure.
in the future. Thank you. And also, it's been a pleasure being with you. So thank you.
Well, pleasure was all mine. I honestly can say I've never sunk a ship full of nicer people, to the best of my knowledge.
Thanks.
Sweet. All right. Well,
You're
we're
welcome.
gonna head off.
man.
This is a bit
Say real
emotional.
quick.
What
Have
do
you heard
know?
anything about a ship that's on this lake between here and Arasera?
That's not
I
powered
mean,
by magic
probably.
or manpower.
Oh,
I
that
think it's
sounds
called the
new.
Bigrit's Breath.
Not the one that got attacked by a dragon last week.
Yeah,
Yes, that one.
How do we not know? Okay.
What,
did
have you been drinking around the docks?
No.
Well, that'll
We've
be why
been
you don't know
fighting around
then.
the dogs.
Did you ask him about it?
Who?
Well, whoever you were fighting.
Oh no, I didn't know about the ship then.
Oh, well, most people when they're fighting are talking about other stuff anyway. Like,
Sure.
fuck you, you can't, and stuff, you know?
Oh no, it
Then they
was
try
like
and cut 'em other.
consensual fighting.
Alright. Just looks nonplussed at the concept. Like sport or whatever.
Yeah, I fucked up Michelangelo. Anyway.
So have you heard anything about the crew? Maybe, just or heard anyone talking that they maybe met someone of the crew or something like that?
Our crew?
No, the crew of the boat. That steamboat.
Oh! Right! It was a steamboat. What's a steamboat?
It has like a bunch of. It's without
we
sails,
don't really
but still
know.
going like real fast with like heat and stuff like
It
It
that.
goes.
Does it?
Yeah.
I mean, do we actually
Alright.
know?
I mean, I can't say. Yeah, you guys no idea what steam power is.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Like, Michelangelo, you might have come into contact with it, but you wouldn't understand it.
That's fair.
And Lance, having grown up underwater where steam power really isn't useful.
That's true. It's like a boat without sails, but still going, but also without magic. So
Sounds phenomenal to me. I would like one.
yeah.
Can you
sounds
imagine?
pretty great.
Sails are a fucking nightmare. Can you imagine if we could sail against the wind?
Would be pretty dope.
Maybe one day we'll get a crystal. Plonius seems like the ambitious sort. Maybe we can really elevate it. I don't know. I don't really know what's happening with the boat anymore. Nobody tells me nothing. And nobody tells anybody else nothing either, so only Plonius knows what's going on. But, you know, he's the captain.
All right. I think
For
we should probably
now. Yeah, just my little joke.
we should probably get a move on.
You know,
I think.
if you get a feeling that this isn't any good for you anymore, Malachi, you should get out. Just saying.
It's what I know. And if I get
Yeah, but
out,
there's a
who's
lot
gonna
of
get the
boats.
rest of these
There's this
fuckers out?
steamboat in the lake that maybe you could get a job with them. You're pretty good at what you do.
Yeah, I'm really good at what I do. Which is
You
why
guys
I
should
know
just
that the
steal
best
the
place
boat.
for me is here, keeping these fuckheads alive.
Just take the boat.
Yeah, only half of them deserve it, though.
Yeah, but who decides which half? That's the problem.
You decide which half.
Like I said, nowhere else I'd rather be.
All right. Well,
Should we head?
I will never trust you again because you lost our statue.
I honestly have no idea what happened to it. I went in the cargo hold yesterday, it was gone, it was very confusing. I assumed that you'd come to collect it, spoke to a few people this morning, apparently you didn't. I mean, we like to think we would have noticed if
We
you'd
had
carried it
help.
out. How did
We
you carry it out of
teleported
here
it
without...
away.
You
We
teleported
away.
it?
I was fucking with you.
Oh
I'm
my god,
hilarious, I know.
Lance. Yeah, you're just a card. That's what you are. A total card.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know
the
which
best,
one?
I know.
You know which one? Which card? The Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I am pretty funny.
Well, maybe one day you'll graduate from Joker to Queen, eh?
You're saying I'm not a queen?
All
I
right.
don't see you got a
Yeah.
country.
Time we
This is
go.
where, yeah, this is where I like just like grab Lance's shoulders and I'm just like, all right, we're leaving now.
I'm
This
so a
wheels
queen! Ah!
See you later, Malachi.
Underwater, I'm a queen. You guys don't even know.
I got a scepter and everything. Well, it's a trident, but still.
I got a girlfriend, I promise. She goes to another school.
Oh boy. Right, so we are outside now.
Yeah, you guys are doing a lot of like housekeeping stuff. This is pretty good. Like, what's next? I don't know what's happening. It's great.
Can we change? Can we change the world map back to Amadori?
Sure.
Schwa, schwa, schwa.
Schwa. I'm Midori. Bam. So you are here. On the wheel
Alright.
sphere, or on the gangplank next to it.
Ram's just dropped off, but I think the right play is to find out some more information about this boat and go drinking around the docks. So
Yeah, it's like
Drinks.
yeah, 9:30 in the morning. Well, it's probably like 10 in the morning now.
okay, maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, if
I
there's
mean, I
drinking
could
to
go
be
for
done at
actual
10
second
o'clock in the
breakfast.
morning, then the docks is where to do it.
Bjorn, how about second breakfast?
Well, I mean, that always sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's get some bacon, guys.
Some
Okay,
bacon.
you find a little calf that sells bacon, and plonk yourselves down. It's very like there's a lot of like dock worker, rough and tumble types, but your group really does stand out, and it really feels like the post-credit scenes of scene of Avengers Assemble where they're in the shawarma place. It's very reminiscent of that, like you've got Michelangelo who's just like providing that like hulking like backdrop, and then Lance is just a little bit smaller, and then you got Bjorn who's just like very novel when next to those two. Rovan's just kind of like faded into the background all the time anyway, and yeah, it's
And Nephilim, this dude with a mask and sometimes glowing eyes.
yeah,
It's
just
like,
sort of. I don't know what Nephilim does about the eating thing. I don't know whether it's like a pull forward and like underneath or. So, what are you guys doing? There's a few rough and tumble dock worker types in there.
I want to talk to you. Some people
Yeah, sure.
ask questions about this boat. If
Okay.
they've heard anything about it. All right, this is yeah.
So there's
go on.
a table with two dock workers at it. There's a half orc and a dwarf, and the half orc, she's got like sort of long green hair. It's quite funky. Really goes well with the skin tone. Yellow eyes. Tusks coming up. But just like little ones. They're quite dainty. But very built physique. And the dwarf, kind of the same. She's just a sort of not green version of the one next to them. They could be related if they weren't completely different species. And you walk up to them, and the half orc looks up, and her eyes go wide, and her mouth opens in shock, and she goes, "I know you."
Oh wait, is it just me or is it like?
I mean, you
everyone?
walked up, right? Everyone else
Okay,
just sat down.
It's
so-
just me. It's just me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm keeping a close eye from the table.
Yeah.
From where?
I love your work. You are the Amarian sculptor, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Oh. I'm flattered.
And there's just a sort of like full body vibration of excitement that runs through her, and she's
Super giddy.
This is. And you walked up to it. This is great.
I'm
And
very.
the dwarf's just kind of looking at her friend like, really?
flattered.
You're fucking embarrassing stuff.
You want to get your shit together? How many times have we had if I ever met Michelangelo?
This is a running theme. Right. Do you guys know any news about a boat that isn't powered by magic or manpower? By a steam function, maybe?
Oh yeah, we know all about it. What do you want to know first?
Can I ask them to come and like sit with the rest of us, so like everyone can hear it?
You want us to come and sit with? What? Just say yes. Yes. The dwarf kind of just sighs and jumps down
Rolls
to
her
her
eyes.
feet and drags the half bodily out of the chair. Like, go on, you know what your legs are for. Sort of totters a little bit, just really taken. Like, was not expecting, you know, such a famous sculptor to just walk into her shitty dockside calf. You called yourself the Amarian sculptor. I mean, this was going to happen at some point.
What happened to Rams?
I don't know.
This is for him more than anyone else.
He would be fucking losing it right now, yeah. I mean, he can watch the stream. Maybe he is watching the stream. Maybe I should look at the chat. Nope, he's not.
I would have thought he would say something too, but somebody started talking in the background, and then he was suddenly offline. So
Yeah,
Someone
maybe he has a
pulled the-
thing.
the
So,
plug.
ladies,
hello. What's your name? Who are you? Are you all sculptors?
no,
Would I recognize any of your works anywhere?
No,
No. Oh, wait.
No.
Just friends of Michelangelo.
yeah.
Wow. I mean,
It's
how?
gonna be fun. We almost died.
There's a recognition of some kind of a kinship between the half orc and the half sea elf that she seems to be trying to like latch on to you a little bit and be like, well, if she's okay here, then I guess I am too, because I'm also big and burly and, you know,
Oh god, oh no.
also half race and
Oh god.
so,
If that wasn't the biggest mistake you ever made, Michelangelo, you're gonna have a stalker now.
Oh
so
no.
she's just
She
like
thinks
plunked
she's one
down
of us.
next to Lance and so what would you like to know? I know everything. Well, not quite everything,
You
but
know
close
everything.
enough. Yes, of course.
That's crazy. You heard about this steamboat thingy?
Yeah, Big
Oh,
Red's
that-
breath. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
so
Yeah,
it is
it's
Big Red's
super
breath.
cool.
What
Have
was
you
it?
been on it? Do you know the crew?
Well, I mean, they're an outstanding crew, you know, like the best that money can hire.
True.
Everybody
Oh.
knows. I mean, it's just, yeah, of course.
Do you know where the boat might be? Right now.
The boat, where the boat is right now. I mean, on the lock, I would imagine, going back to where Sarah left a couple of days ago.
Do you know when
Probably
it will be
nearly
back?
there now. Nobody really knows how quick it is. Got attacked by a
Hmm.
dragon on the way over here. Did you know that? Very
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah, it was huge. I heard 40 foot across.
Damn. It's massive.
Massive. Yeah, we heard it was a wormling. So like pretty
Wormlings
small
are
for a
big though,
dragon.
aren't they?
I mean, dragons are big, but baby
Yeah,
dragons
exactly.
are
Like dragons.
small.
Well, I mean, if they're big enough, then the baby shouldn't be that small.
Mm.
That's how it works with elephants.
Mm.
Baby elephants are pretty small.
I mean, not compared to other
Milk.
things that have just been born.
That's true, but they're still pretty small. They're not 40 foot across.
Well, I don't know whether it was just born. I heard it was a wormling and thought, wow,
Yeah.
it's the real deal. It's a kind of dragon, therefore must be like a more important one than just like a normal dragon. Why wouldn't the first kind of dragon just be the dragon and then you like qualify it after? That's just my opinion though. I know that, no offense meant that. Michelangelo, what do you think it is?
I turn to the dwarf and I'm like, is she always like this?
No.
Hmm.
Just looks exasperated. Like, you know when you're just not into something and your friend is super excited and you're like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll come with you, but just do your thing. I'll just be here, I guess.
Yeah, waiting for you to be finished.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-mm.
So, Michelangelo, what do you think it is?
The wormling?
Yeah, was it a wormling? Was it a big dragon or a small dragon? What do you think? She's sort of like leaning on the table, staring right at you. Yeah.
History? Yeah, can I do a history check?
Yeah, sure, make a history check. I mean, you know this already. You know how big the dragon was, but it's up to you
Yeah,
what you
but
say to her. So,
Yeah, no, I'm just like I'm thinking, well, because a worm is like it is different to a dragon. So it's like
no, a
it's like-
wormling is a kind of dragon. You know that. Like a wormling is is like the smallest kind of dragon, and they grow into a young dragon, and then into an adult dragon, and then into an ancient dragon. You know that. That's like basic
Oh,
information
okay,
about
all
dragons.
right, okay. So,
Like you know that in the same way that people know that like the children of dogs are called puppies.
yeah, okay. I actually don't know where to go with this. I actually want to start moving towards its lair. Do you know anything about where the wormling was living before?
Oh, no idea. But I mean, if it attacks a boat on the lock, then I mean, I imagine that it was on the lock somewhere. I mean, do they live underwater? She looks sort of confused and.
Just in case.
I don't really know much about dragons. But I
Well,
know a
it's
lot
a-
about your sculptures. They're fantastic. The gargoyle that you carved, I've heard the stories. Oh, it's so young as well. Really very impressive. I'm a little bit of a follower of Semka as well, especially since seeing your works.
Oh, really? That's incredible. I'm glad to inspire.
Oh, you're very inspiring, especially now that I've met you in person. And she sort of does the look up and down.
And I just do like a like arms down, but like a peck flex, you know. Just
Just like a little one, just like
Yeah.
just a tease. Oh
just
my.
the teeth.
I know
Alright,
this is
guys.
very forward of me, but I don't suppose you'd want to get a drink, would you, Michelangelo? Guess your
Maybe
friends
we're
can come too if they want to.
Maybe another time. We're kind of on a mission. at
Oh,
the
of
moment.
course you are. Of course you are. Someone of your age, I imagine that you've got something dreadfully important to sculpt. Something that's going to stop a war, perhaps.
Potentially.
Oh my goodness, you really are.
Guys, do you guys have any more questions?
I have lots of questions. So many questions. How did you come to live with dwarves? What's the Reverend Watcher like in person? What's the watchtower like? Where is it?
The Watchtower? That's a good question.
You don't tell
Yes.
people where the watchtower is.
Yeah. I'm not gonna mention its location. Just gonna say I just want to talk about how beautiful the Watchtower is.
Oh, it sounds amazing. And have you worked on it yourself? Have you improved it? She looks at you and she gives you a wink, a knowing smile.
I just look back at her and raise an eyebrow and say, "That's top secret. Sorry, I can't quite
Oh, of course.
reveal that one to you."
All right, I think that's quite enough. Now, come on, Clara, we gotta go. Get back to work. Lovely meeting you all.
Same.
Have a lovely day doing whatever it is you're doing.
You
Not
too.
entirely clear, but good luck.
Have fun dealing with that for the next at least few hours. I know that.
Goodbye now.
And just gently dragging with the sort of turned behind look. It's just very much like, bye.
Bye,
Yeah,
Clara.
okay, I'm coming. All right, I'm coming. Fucking, I can walk on my own. All right.
Oh boy.
So that happened.
All right, guys. What is the next play?
Michelangelo's just like, yeah, so that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm just unfazed.
Okay,
He's
so
just
what
such
are
a
we
big
gonna do
deal. It
next?
happens all the time. It's amazing that it hasn't already happened, but I guess we were on a desert island.
Oh my god.
Very unfazed by what
Oh,
just
sir.
happened.
So you got fangirls.
Yeah, I got a problem.
No, I'm I
A
didn't
little jealous,
really...
maybe.
I mean I knew you were a sculptor. I didn't exactly know how famous you were. How famous exactly are you?
I'm sure that will come into light when we actually end up delivering the statue.
So you're like, I'm so famous I can't even tell you right now. That's a
It's
dick
more-
move. That's okay. Watchtower.
it's what I don't actually know how famous I am.
Hey man, this is the moment where you decide. Or this is the moment where you decide to decide later, which is what you did.
Yeah.
Watchtower. Dwarfs. Michelangelo, what? Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
I have a long, confusing backstory. Sure, I'm sure. I don't
All
really
will
think
be
now is the time.
revealed.
Yeah, I don't think now is the time.
We're doing Nephilim's thing right now.
Well, I got questions, so I will keep them for a later time, but
All right,
just saying.
cool.
I really want to find out more about the steamboat. She didn't really help, right?
No, other than
Yeah, she didn't actually know anything.
No, she said she knows everything, but she didn't know anything. So,
Hashtag how imposter syndrome gets started.
how do we just try to get another boat to the iceberg and like get some gold and shit, and then maybe try to get to Aracera, and then if we're lucky, we're there with the other boat as well.
What about the statue?
Yeah, I was thinking that we need to we're hoping it doesn't matter what we bring back. We just need to investigate that place. So, Ja will teleport the statue for us. So,
I like that you guys are just calling him
Are
Jar
things
now.
really that difficult for you guys? It's Majard.
Majard.
Oh, Majar.
Major. Well,
We'll
Jar-
go up for this scale, right?
yeah. So maybe we side quest, and if we find the boat along the way, great. If not, we can make the boat a secondary priority.
So how do we get to the iceberg without a boat? Or we're looking for a different boat that we could use?
Maybe we can ask when the steamboat will be back. And if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, then Skull, we got a weekend to do stuff. Then Nephilim can go to school or whatever.
Mm,
And then we can take the boat.
Rams will not
also
be able
go
to
shopping.
return.
Damn.
Okay.
So we lost Rams for today. So what are you guys doing? We don't have to try and stall for him to reappear if that's what you guys were sort of half doing.
Okay.
Well, we should probably try and work on this.
You cut out.
We lost
Should we-
him to the lag.
No.
No, Bjorn, you're back. You're back, Bjorn. Bjorn, are you Bjorn again?
It's just phasing
Let's
out
find
of
a boat.
reality.
Yeah, you're phasing out. Owen, get your face spiders back into your pants, man.
What do you mean?
Stop making him phase out.
I'm not phasing him out. No.
Yes, you are.
No.
I know you like your face spiders.
I don't
everywhere
run
you go.
face spiders in every possible campaign. You guys
No,
haven't
of
faced a
course you
face
don't.
spider.
Yet.
Is that better?
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Only
Can you hear
because
me?
we were on boats.
Mhm.
I was
You-
saying we should try and find a boat then to get over to the lair. I think that's what I
You
wanna
guys do
now.
need to find a boat, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's
Yeah.
If
get
only
out.
you
the
knew
dock,
somebody who
right?
had a boat.
only if we knew someone. I don't know. That lost a statue. Oh wait, we told them it was a fucking with them. Alright.
I don't want to go on that boat. I don't want to go on Polonius's boat and tell him to go across the lake.
Also, they'll want a cut of the loot, won't they?
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, there was only one person on that boat, right?
We can't steal it.
On which boat?
You
Oh.
guys know from having spent time on the boat that you're not enough people to sail the boat.
Yeah, we would.
You all don't know enough about ships to sail that boat.
You guys
Man.
did learn a decent amount in your journey, but you
If
still...
only we could conjure a boat and just use magic to power
I
it.
think they're pretty. Like, we're in the harbor. Let's just look around if anybody's going to Arosera. Or willing to take us to the iceberg for a price.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right.
The
Can we
next
see
bar we
anyone
walk
around
into,
the
we find Polonius.
I guess we're gonna go to the docks. Try to
Yeah.
find
Let's just
any
look for-
boat that looks like it's more like a merchant's boat or like a passenger boat from here to Arosera.
Alright,
Yeah. We'll do that.
so that's what you do?
And if there's a dedicated space for the steamboat, maybe.
There
or
is
I
not.
fly here. There is one?
There is
There's
not.
No, damn. Well,
Let's look for a passenger boat though. Sounds like a good idea.
yeah.
Okay. So, you guys
Excuse me.
are
yeah,
in
we
the
can-
docks already, so you can just ask around. Make an investigation check, whoever is taking lead on this asking around.
I'll do it.
Alright. Anyone helping out?
I will help out. I know me sailors.
Yeah. Don't you have a feature that applies here?
Yeah, I'm searching for it.
So you have
Oh.
advantage, by the way, Bjorn, because Lance
Okay.
is assisting with her nautical knowledge. I believe it's ship's passage is the feature. It should
I
be
got
on D&D
19.
Beyond.
It should be, but it's there it is. Sailor ship's passage. Yeah, when you use it, you can secure free.
Wow, I had
passage
the
on a
name of the
sailing ship.
feature as well. I feel good.
Yep.
Okay. So, how do you secure free passage?
Do we find a boat?
Yeah, I mean, you. Wait, hang on. What was the second roll? The second roll was a 13. Yeah, you can find a boat. I mean, the ferry service is pretty frequent.
I
but-
got +6 on that as well.
You got a +6 on that? Oh yeah, you definitely find a boat. You find a boat that's willing to divert as well, with a little bit of persuasion. So, how are you gonna? I'll let you utilize your feature to get free passage, but I'm gonna need you to make a roll to try and convince them to make a pit stop, as it were.
Okay.
So,
Wait, who's making the roll?
so
Me?
what are you? No, Lance is gonna. It's her
okay.
feature. So, what are you gonna say? What's happening?
Hey guys, we really need a favor. Wow, you look like a really capable crew. That's insane.
Okay, so you've already secured the passage, but now you're convincing them to stop.
Just a second. And who knows what we find out? And I mean, if there is another dragon, we will take care of it, and you will not be harmed.
Oh,
in
you
the
mentioned
way
the dragon.
at all.
No. Oh,
You mentioned the dragon. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to make a persuasion check at disadvantage because now there's a risk of a dragon.
No. No, the dragon's dead. Everybody knows the dragon's dead.
You said another dragon.
Oh boy, that's really bad. No. No. 3.
No, all right. We'll give you passage across the lock, but if there's possibility of another dragon, no
There's
chance.
not.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
dead.
Nope. Nope.
What about
You
the
said
possibility of
another
a load of
dragon.
gold?
It was a joke, guys. Really, come on.
But they're not persuaded,
Yeah.
right?
They're not persuaded. No.
What about the possibility of
We'll
a
take
lot
you
of
across the
gold?
lock, though. We can drop you off. You know,
mm,
in the middle. I don't really know where. You know, I don't know where the iceberg's got to.
yeah, we just need to get there, guys.
Well,
Hmm.
maybe
Well,
if
how
you
are we
made
gonna-
it worth our while to forget that there's a dragon, we might
Well,
be
maybe
persuaded.
there's something in the lair we can share with you, but we don't know until we get there.
You can also just have gold.
Yeah, we'll take gold, thanks. Gold's better than nebulous maybes.
Sure. How many people are we?
Guys are like
We're
6 people.
Five.
Yeah,
6
6 people.
right? Yeah. I will look at my equipment.
Mhm.
I don't have much gold.
I'll give them. I give them like 10 gold. I give them 12 gold, 2 for each of us.
Well, all right. Yep. No worries. What dragon?
That
The
was easy.
dead ones only.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
It's no
Why
worries.
is
It's going to be a
everybody so
tight squeeze, though.
afraid?
You're going to be in with the cargo, or just on deck. There's not much in the way of sleeping arrangements.
How long will it take, do you
Well-
think, to get to the iceberg?
Oh, it's about 9 days to Arosera. And, you know, icebergs somewhere in the middle, but we don't know where, so we're going to have to stop and look.
Oh, God.
Alright.
Hmm.
What was your name?
I'm Lance.
Hi, Lance.
What's your name?
Excellent question.
What's the ship's name?
The ship is the Reynolds Feet.
The Reynolds feet.
Yes, the Reynolds Feet. F-E-A-T, as in like a feet.
Yeah?
And the guy's name is Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Dude, I actually wrote down like feet as in.
Yeah.
feet.
Ah,
The Ronald's feet.
Reynolds.
Ronald McDonald's.
Reynold McDonald.
But his name was Reynold, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Reynold. Most people just call me Ren.
Hmm.
All right, Ren. I can also help out a little bit if you need. How often are you going to Arosera and back in a week? In a, general thing. It takes 9 days, so once a week.
Yeah, about twice a month.
Ah,
a couple of days either end. Load up, unload. It's a pretty regular job for us. Yeah, it's good money. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Bit shitty with
what
the
about
weather,
this-
but it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. You using magic to get the boat where it needs to be, or do you have like a magic user on board?
We're what's known as a hybrid. Predominantly weather, but we can power against the wind a little bit with a little bit of magical go.
Nice, nice. What do you think
Yeah.
about this new boat?
Which new boat?
The one that got attacked.
Oh, I don't really know much about it. Yeah, no, it's a bit hush hush. Like we're based in Arelsera, and it was all very secretive till it launched last week. Virian. Virian. What was his last name? It was Virian. No, it's completely gone. Virian's somebody, pretty rich guy. It was his gig. Not one of the ferry companies or anything. It was a bit unusual, to be honest. Yeah, we don't know much about it. It's yeah. I mean, I heard they got attacked by a dragon, but I mean, fucking when everybody's saying that a boat's been attacked by a dragon, I mean, you don't know if it was it could be a fucking dragonfly. You don't know. Everyone's just, it's just
Blown up proportions, definitely.
yeah, it's just all pony and whispers at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, they say it's 40 feet wide, and it's not.
It was 40 feet wide.
No, it wasn't. I heard someone.
I'm
talk
just
about
kidding.
it, but
Like
it's
I
just-
said, we don't know anything about a dragon, right? And he sort of like
Right.
taps his coin pouch knowingly. He does look a little bit scared at the prospect, but he's tapping the money pouch both as a reminder to you, but also as a reassurance to himself that it's worth it.
Yeah. Cool. Virian rich guy. Is he from Arosera or is he from Amadori?
Oh, he's from Arosera. Why?
Just curious.
I mean, as far as I know, I don't really know, to be honest. I only ever heard of him over there, but he's pretty well known. It's amazing that his last name slipped my mind. He's pretty rich guy. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, rich guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I heard about him before, DM? Would Lance have heard about him, maybe?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't really know how you could have come across that information, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, no, you've not been to Arelsera before, so I'm gonna say that that's not a thing.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Let's.
I'm really
go.
annoyed that I can't find this guy's name. Yeah,
Is
it's not-
that the reason why he's called rich guy?
No, his name's Virian something, but I can't remember what his last name is.
Rich
Yeah.
guy. I just told you.
It's super annoying. Yeah. Good job. Why is this not? I'm so confused, guys. Like,
Don't worry about it.
oh, there it is. I don't know what folder it's in, but I searched for it and I found it. There we go.
Damn.
Faye Warren.
So what's his name?
I remember it wasn't Varian Faye Warren was the child or ward or something of Vyasta Faye Warren. Reynolds turns around and he goes, that's what it was. Yeah, they're like a gnome or something, but he's an elf. It's very confusing, not really sure how they're related. I guess adoption maybe, but yeah, he had all the money, and they were apparently very good at tinkering.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is really, just yeah, the guy's
Okay.
huge though, like really big. Like, I guess when you got money, you don't need to stop eating. Not like the rest of us.
Well,
Makes you sick in some ways, but that's elves for you. What can you do?
all right. Everybody good to go? I look at the rest of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Privan said nothing today. Oh, he's muted. I wonder how long he's
That's
been
why.
muted for.
Oof.
I haven't heard you speak in like nearly an hour as well, so.
I said something a while ago, and I said it like 3 times, and nothing happened, and I was
Oh,
just like,
oh no! What
fine.
did you say?
Alright, fine.
What did we
It's-
miss?
no, it was the same conclusion happened.
Oh,
I was just
okay.
gonna mention paying the guy to forget about the
Oh,
dragon,
okay,
and I
right,
said
cool.
it a
Yeah, no,
few
that's fine.
times.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then someone else said exactly the same thing. I was like,
Oh, that's rough.
okay,
Sorry.
it's
All right.
fine. My bad.
Cool. So,
What did you say right now?
Rovan,
Hmm?
what did you say just now when you were muted?
Uh,
Ready to go? Was that what it
Yeah.
was? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And let's-
Michelangelo?
I just accidentally removed my cloak of protection, and I don't
I
know
don't know how to put it back on.
You turn around to see Michelangelo just like very calmly take his cloak off and just throw it in the water.
What are you doing, Michelangelo? You need that for protection.
I do. How do I get it back? I want it back.
Now
Refresh your
you
page.
That was a misclick.
Refresh your page and it's back.
Okay, refreshing.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Set
thank
sail.
you.
You set sail.
Hey.
So, it's gonna be
Nice.
like 4 or 5 days. Do you guys want to do anything while you're on the boat?
So how many
On
people
the
are on this
boat.
boat? Like, is it a small crew? Big
Yeah, it's
crew?
pretty small crew, like 4 people.
Well, we should probably get to know the other 3 people, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Sure, you get to know
Sure.
crew members 1, 2, and 3. They seem nice.
Nice.
Generic people.
There's
They
only-
all look the same.
Like, I mean, if you guys really want to engage with them, then sure, like we'll go down that rabbit hole. But it's not something that I particularly anticipated us doing. So that'd be
Okay, no,
off
that's
the
alright,
cuff.
that's
Yeah,
Oh, that's okay.
like not everybody's super important to you guys. Everybody's important to
No.
somebody, but not necessarily to you guys.
That's alright. I was just trying to make sure we
Yeah.
didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's a variety of things
Completionist.
you can do. Yeah, D&D's not a game for completionists, not at all.
Yeah.
Holy moly! Like just getting to the end
I've-
of the
I've gathered
day
that.
while finishing something is challenging. So
But you know, we've done that before where we've like just not asked the right thing at the right time and then we've missed something. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah,
You
no,
also do
that's
that
what
in
it is.
real life. So.
yeah, in real life you miss shit all the
Yeah.
time. I've played Rocket League with you.
Oh, damn.
Rip.
Get
Aw.
wrecked, scrub. Okay, so
I'm gonna put a spell on you, dude. It'll make you smell bad.
Like
Yeah.
rotten bacon.
So we have 5 days to do something, or like loading time.
What should we do,
anyone
like a
wants to do
long
anything?
rest? We didn't really need it, do we?
I mean, that's
Really.
yeah, we haven't done
We
anything.
just long rested. It doesn't really matter. I mean,
Yeah.
we would long rest anyway because we sleep at some point, probably.
4 days is enough time to craft a common magical item if you like. So, Bjorn, that's something that you
Don't
could
do it. We have to pay for it though.
But
Yes,
we're out
you
the
do.
city.
It's 100 gold a pop.
Oh, I don't have that much gold. I've got 30 gold.
How much gold do I have?
Yo, Michelangelo, on the
Could I
second
prepare
day.
that spell though that I got?
Sorry?
I mean,
Could I prepare the spell that I wrote down?
Yeah, I mean it's another day. Yeah,
Okay.
you can fuck around with that. Cast
You
it
know
twice per
the-
day.
Hold on, the Watcher's Workshop.
Yes.
Is this boat too small for me to cast that?
Nope.
Would I be able? Oh, I would be able to cast it.
No, so the way I define stuff like this, you can tie it to a vehicle. So you're able to put this into, a spot on the ship if you want.
Okay. And what do I need to cast this?
The spell slot.
Oh no, it says it has components. Unless I could bypass the components, is that a thing?
What were the
As long as it
components?
doesn't have a gold value, you probably have it on you. Or you use your...
You would have all of that on you. And the piece of marble is not consumed, so...
Oh, okay. Alright. I just need to hold these things. Or to have them.
Yeah.
Alright. Cool. Interesting.
So
Go on,
you
Lance, what
gonna cast it?
The look on his face.
I mean, it's up to you. I'm just interested. Like, I have a fun description and everything, sort of in mind if you don't have anything you're going with, so... I mean, this is a spell that nobody else has ever seen or read before, so, I wanted the first time to be special.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, Lance, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, no, do whatever you do. I just have some questions. Like, I want to know more.
Alright. Well, I'm casting this then.
Yeah, you can do stuff.
Michelangelo's like, maybe we should talk in my office. So you take the minute.
It's easier to just show
And
you.
seeing, if you are watching Michelangelo do this, you see him pull this polished piece of marble from a pouch on his. I always imagine Michelangelo wearing like a harness type thing that has like handy pockets. That's sort of what I imagine, because he's got the chest out, but also he needs to carry things. So,
Alright.
and pulling out a little piece of marble. I mean, it's up to you, but that's what I imagine. That he pulls out a piece of marble. It's very nicely polished and an ornate chisel, and he places the piece of marble down on the ground, and he takes a minute to sort of carve incantations around the piece of marble, ending with a downward strike on the marble that you think should surely shatter it, and possibly even damage the deck if he misses. But it as soon as it meets the piece of marble, the whole thing just flares up into a doorway that, if he so chooses, you can see.
You guys can see it. Just don't enter. Don't enter the room yet. But you guys can see inside of this doorway.
Is it a closed door right now?
It's like an ornate stone archway with a stone door
it's
set into
archway.
it. So it's 5 feet wide and 10 feet tall. Just on the boat now. The crew can't see it unless he allows them to.
Yeah, no, the crew can't see it. But you guys can see it.
So yeah, you just watch this one piece of ornate marble, this one piece of polished marble with this ornate chisel stacked on top of it, just like expand out into this doorway with this this arch and this stone door, and the chisel appears to be embedded in the center of the door with the piece of marble forming a handle that you can pull on.
Oh, you gotta teach me that one, Michelangelo. That's pretty sick.
What the hell?
I'm gonna
What
open
is
the
that?
door. Oh wait, before I do this. This is the Watcher's workshop. It's where it's essentially a portable workshop for me to craft in. So I can connect with my deity Semka. And also, create some awesome statues.
My question is, if you can conjure this anywhere, why have we been so worried about carrying this statue around? Couldn't we have just left it in here and...
Once the duration winds down, everything that has been made within it will just drop where the portal was created.
How long does it last?
8 hours, but it goes down an hour for every person who enters who's not aligned with Semka.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if 8 people who didn't believe would enter, everybody would just fall flat on their asses outside of it again.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
So-
well.
Yeah, it's got some limitations, but it's a great place to
Yeah, a
work.
third level version of a seventh level spell should have some limitations.
Don't
Just
worry.
a few.
Pretty
Yeah, like
magnificent.
if I could have done this, like if I could have, I would have carried the statue in this the whole time if I could have. But also, I didn't have access to this the whole time as well.
Yeah, no, you were gonna craft, I guess. Can anybody enter, or only people who can see it?
It's if I allow you to enter, you can enter.
So
Yeah.
what would happen
So if we
a
were in a
person...
complete pickle,
Yes, if we were in like a dire situation where we needed to like hide, we could hide in there.
well,
a
for
duration.
2 hours.
What's there? 6 of us, right? I mean,
Yeah.
well, 5. So 3 hours.
So 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would happen if someone who can't sees it walks through the space the door's in? Do they like bounce off of something they can't see? Or...
That is a good question. DM, I need help with that one.
You've never cast the spell before. You have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
Could make some
at
fun.
some point.
Someone just walks.
Who's someone who doesn't see it and
Butts
then be
into
like,
the
hey, yo.
wall.
Hey, crewman free.
Yeah, get over here. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay,
That's an interesting one. I mean,
that's cool segue. Also, to
I mean, if it does help, there are ropes that are attached to the sails that are like swinging through it.
Oh,
okay. There you
Maybe that answers some questions.
go.
yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty cool, Michelangelo. That's really cool.
All right, I'm gonna spend the rest of today on this ship. I'm not crafting anything. I'm just going to be praying.
Oh, 8 hours, so no time to talk. All right, let's talk tomorrow.
Cool. The rest of the day goes by pretty straightforwardly. I feel like I've made a bit more connection to my deity. It's a small one. You know, I now have access to the workshop.
Michelangelo, make a wisdom check.
I want to see Lofty's face so bad right now.
Wisdom. Was that? That is a 18.
18. Very nice. You rolled a 15?
Yes.
Nice. Alright. So, as you come to the end of the duration, you have been working on a statue. It's not finished, but it's close. And you take a moment to think about what it would take to finish it, how much more time would be needed. And you put it aside. You leave the workshop right as the duration ends. You're not sure whether that statue is going to be there still to be completed the next time you cast it or not. And for the record, while you were in that workshop, you could see everything around the boat. So you knew the location of every creature within 30 foot of that portal.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's also a thing.
So there was a lot of fish.
Fish.
It was actually kind of annoying, and then it became peaceful.
Fish, jellyfish, fish.
Yeah, that's also a part of the spell.
That's pretty fun.
Interesting. Very interesting. Cool.
So whenever Michelangelo is not in his
Yeah. So
workshop
fast
on the
forward to
journey.
Lance interrogating Michelangelo.
Yes, thank you.
Scene number 3.
Yeah. Can we already see the iceberg?
Make a perception check.
Mm. Hmm. 15.
You cannot.
Okay.
Maybe I should do the perception check.
Don't diss me. What?
Because my perception is through the roof.
Well, your passive perception is 19 anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
I will tell you if you can see the iceberg, Michelangelo. But you're welcome to roll. If you want to roll, man, like, you go ahead and roll.
I'm
But
gonna roll.
The answer's probably going to be 19, and then it's going to be the same answer from me.
Yep, it's 19. So.
That's what I thought. So, continuing
Yeah.
on. Lance,
So,
you find Michelangelo as he steps out of his workshop on the 3rd day. And your
How-
impatience is built.
how'd you feel now that
Um,
you're out of the workshop?
pretty good.
You've been in there a lot.
For a long period of time, yes.
Yeah, 8 hours every day that we've been on the ship. Are you evading me?
Are you running from me? Do I scare you?
Yeah. Like,
Uh,
don't you wanna? If you don't wanna talk, that's fine. I just have some questions. That's all.
Hasn't it only been 1 day though? I've only done this once. So
Well, it's day 3 now.
You said
Day
that
three.
it would be day 3 when she got a chance to speak to you, so it's day 3 now. That's how that
Yeah.
works.
yeah, okay.
We'll skip
Um,
back if anybody has anything they wanted to do in the first 3 days.
What's up, Lance? What do you want to know?
I just kind of want to know what you do. And about your god. Like, you seem to have a very special connection with whoever that is. So I'm just curious.
Right.
You know that Michelangelo is a follower of Semka. You can see his holy symbol and you recognize it.
What do I know about Semka then?
Lighthouses are really fucking useful. And Semka generally is about the Watchers. Which leads lighthouses to be a pretty big thing. Semka and Aquarian have an interesting relationship. You're not really too aware of that necessarily, being new to the religion stuff. But you're probably on your way towards learning about that, especially talking to somebody like Michelangelo, who is
Yeah.
definitely going to be able to help you out. But you definitely know that he's a follower of Semka. Like, that was very obvious to you. The rest of the group probably
Yeah.
didn't pick up on it, but it was very obvious to you.
So you follow Semka, right?
Yes.
I mean,
do.
you have your symbol, and you said so before. So
I do, and I guess a little bit of about me is I was raised among dwarfs, and that's originally where I learned how to sculpt. They followed in Torg, but because I was so much taller than them, a lot of the time I would phase into the background, and it gave me an entirely different perspective of crafting. And with that perspective, with that uniqueness and that different way of interpreting things, I met a priest who introduced me to the ways of Semka, and since then I've been trying to improve my craft so I can better connect with Semka and improve my magic as well. There's a place known as the Watchtower, and it's the closest place to Semka that I know that exists, where I want to get back to at some point, and hopefully actually be able to talk to her yet again. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me what she stands for?
This is like
Or
I want to be like firm, be like, oh yeah, she stands for this, but like there's still like gaps there. Like this is player to player, there's still
Yeah,
gaps there.
Yeah, no
And
worries. So
then
what does Simka mean, Lofty?
Semka is essentially like almost like a guardian, like a watcher. She kind of protects, or she potentially protects things of beauty and watches over them, almost like an overseer. And the things that she ends up protecting are things of great beauty. So like and stonework. So things like churches, places with like divine architecture, like monasteries and like that kind of land. And with that, also the statues themselves, these great stoneworks that exist, are also seen as I don't know, like beings of Semka. So like these like a gigantic statue with a divine nature, with a divine blessing to it, will be like a creature of Semka, essentially, and it stands to protect the beauty that can be found within that.
Yeah, she sounds pretty cool.
She's cool god, creation god.
Creation.
She talk to you at all?
I've tried to talk to her. I've heard a few voices, but I'm never quite sure if she hears me. Occasionally I've heard her voice, but I don't know if she hears my voice.
Does she give you like tasks to do or something?
Not yet.
So she's just like, hey,
Normally,
that sculpture's pretty cool.
Heard you were in town, booty call.
when she pops in, it's normally,
dude.
or at least when she has popped in, it's been in like critical instances of my life, so transformative moments for me.
Yeah.
Not necessarily trying to change what's happening, but more so like the overseer that she is, just providing small hints of guidance.
Yeah.
What about your god? I don't know anything about that, but I got to experience a big part of whatever happened in room 17.
Whatever happened in room 17 is easily the title of a sitcom, and I really want to see it. Like, can you imagine Faulty Towers, but in the magician's hat?
Oh my god.
And it's just like basically Dirk Gently.
Should I know about lances? Like player to DM, should I know about lances?
You'll know about Aquarian. Aquarian's a pretty common god, not a creation god. There are three pantheons of gods, remember. There's the creation gods, the destruction gods, and there's the chaotic gods. Aquarian definitely fits into the chaotic gods. Sort of in that sense that like people like to generalize and place like humanoid feelings and thinkings onto deities, even though those don't necessarily apply. Aquarian is seen as like an impulsive god. It's like very reactionary. But overseas commerce, so you would know about that having grown up in dwarf culture where commerce is extremely important. you'll know of Aquarian from that. But it's mostly commerce that is like in some way sea-based, so like trade that comes across the seas, marketplaces, that kind of thing. As opposed to like local trade. Yeah, and you know, God of the Oceans. So you're aware of the crashing wave, that's for sure. But not in detail, I wouldn't say. Like certainly not in the sense that like having watched somebody have like a divine intervention from Aquarian was, given your own divine interventions, you could definitely see the difference in style between Aquarian and Semka. Semka much more understated than Aquarian with a like, oh, there's a room full of 6 people, let's do a showy thing. Which is basically what that was, let's be honest, because he's a god, could have easily not done that. But yeah, some gods like to show off, what can you say?
You're right. Okay.
Sorry,
yeah,
what was your question? I was kind of lost in thought.
what happened? What happened when we were in that room?
To be honest, I don't really know. Like I get these dreams sometimes. I think they're from him. And it's the first time that I've actually heard him talk to me. And I'm like, at least I now know what to do and why I've been given this, you know, gift, I guess, in the first place. But I'm still like, I don't really know much about gods or arcane stuff or anything like that. So I'm very much searching for answers a little bit, and you seem very connected to Semka, so I yeah.
Just hoping that I might be able to help.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what he's showed you or said to you, but I'm sure things will become more clear as we continue. So maybe like the play is to just be patient.
Yeah,
And-
I think so. I mean, I've heard him once before when I got, you know what I do, with the lightning and stuff. Was a
when you get mad and you zap people.
yeah. Sometimes I zap them to death. So, which can be very helpful. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking anything away from that.
Yeah, it definitely saved me the first time. So
That's
Very
second.
chaotic.
yeah.
But
It's been quite some time since I've heard him the first time, so it's nice to know that it's. Well, I feel like maybe he's playing the long game. You know, who knows how long it'll be until I actually find out what he wants from me. But like,
what made you decide to believe in him?
Well, first of all, I grew up in the ocean, but I didn't really believe in him. I think he volunteered me to believe.
No, that's fair.
You know,
That makes sense.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I didn't choose him; he chose
He
me,
chose
which is
you,
a very weird
yeah.
feeling to be chosen by a god for something or other. But I feel very indebted. I'm only alive because of him. So,
There's a little bit of a parallel there in your own story, Michelangelo. You were pulled out of, where you were, taken to something new.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Okay. Thanks for being honest. You know, it helps. So.
It'll be interesting to see where this all goes.
Yeah, it will. Well, first it's gonna go to an iceberg, and I think we're gonna be there tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So I'm hungry. Are you hungry? I'm hungry. I'm going to search for food.
Lob's just bolts.
Yeah.
It got awkward.
Basically.
Too real, too real, too real, too real, too real, too real. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rovan and Bjorn, what are you doing in these 4 days? You up to anything?
I don't really think so. I'm interested to see like Michelangelo's magic and like when it ended, did a sculpture come out? Because he was in there for a while, and he said that when it ends, whatever was in there comes out with him. So did
No,
anything come
nothing.
out?
Nothing came out. And did you finish the sculpture you're working on, Michelangelo?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Okay. So no, I've pretty much just been chilling and keeping an eye out for this iceberg.
It was in there, by the way, the second time you cast the spell.
Oh, okay.
What you were working on was in there.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I just. Oh, okay. Maybe I misread this. I think. So, like, if I leave something in there, it stays in there.
Depends on what it is.
Okay.
Is the best that you can tell. You'll have to experiment.
All right. I think if we have another day, I would like to finish that statue. But I mean, today, I guess, still being day 3, I would like to talk to Rovan.
Rovan.
Suddenly been
You
called
suddenly
into
become
question.
aware that there's a huge looming presence behind you as Michelangelo taps you on the shoulder.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Nice head angle, that was about right for where he'd be. Just sort of, oh hey.
We haven't spoken much.
No, I mean, a lot's been going on. Yeah.
But now it's a quieter time. I get this impression that you're a lot older than the rest of us.
I would say so. Probably about 270 years older than the eldest of you.
Jesus.
I say that like it's just like
Eh.
Yeah,
About
it's just a
middle-aged.
number, right? At that point, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a couple of centuries, it's fine. What's a couple of decades, right? Couple of centuries, couple of decades, same thing to an elf.
That's really cool. I mean,
Try living for this long. Try seeing what I've seen.
sure your perspective is very different to ours.
Just a bit.
Wanted to ask if like you always seem kind of reserved, and I'm wondering if there's like a reason for that. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of stuff is going on that I've never really seen before. I mean, grew up in a forest. I've not really encountered civilization, if you'd call it that. I'm just kind of getting my bearings, let's call it that.
Okay. All right. And I guess like the last thing I'm gonna pester you on is your fighting style. You use a bow and you're very proficient with it, but it seems like there's something missing. What else do you like? How would you like to improve yourself in combat? If there was like an obvious way to train, what would you do?
I mean, if there wasn't, I would just practice more with my bow. It's the only rational thing. I've grown up with it by my side. You know, the times when I was younger, being a young elf, going through the forest, how beautiful it was. Times my bow has saved my life many times. I would never let it leave my side. So I just shoot more arrows. That's how you practice with a bow, right?
All right, no, that's cool. I don't know. I was like trying to maybe.
You could always try and learn
See-
Bofu.
Bofu.
Yeah, it's like Gun
trying
Fu,
to see
but
if you
with
had any
bows.
ideas, you know?
Become like the John Wick of this universe. Yeah.
I was thinking Christian Bale in Equilibrium, thank you very much, but alright.
Cool. All right then. I'm gonna go find Bjorn.
Alright, just doing the rounds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wander off with him to enjoy this conversation. Like, just go with Michelangelo.
Yeah, no worries.
Right. I'm trying to find Bjorn. Where is?
What are
I'm
you
just
doing
trying-
right now, Bjorn?
I'm just like getting really good at spawning meat, trying to get the sounds right, trying to get the shapes and the piles
just
right.
like you just
I'm
turn
really
around the
perfecting
corner,
this.
like just below decks, and just like in a corner of the cargo hold, like sat on a box, is Bjorn just summoning the most delicious smelling and looking breakfast that he can.
Yeah.
Can you smell that, Michelangelo?
I can. What is that? Smells delicious.
We're gonna go towards the smell.
We follow the smell down into the lower deck, and we find Bjorn.
Oh, hey guys.
Whoa!
That looks
You caught me in
delicious.
the middle
I go
of
try
my,
and grab it.
Yeah.
Hand just phases through it.
Okay. I'm kind of sad by that.
Yeah, I was just practicing, getting all this down. It's important stuff.
Oh yeah.
Important stuff.
You tried to use that animated illusion. Yeah.
No, not yet, but I'm confident I can do that.
I wonder what the limitations of that are. Like, could you create another ship on the water?
Well, you can't really have physical interaction with it, so.
But I mean, just an illusion of it.
Oh, well, yeah, as long as it's it can be a 20-foot sized thing, and it can move around 120 feet area.
Ooh.
So
How big
it can't
is
be
the
a massive boat, but it could be a boat,
How big is the ship that we're on?
probably bigger than 20 feet.
Yeah, it's like a
Hmm.
45-footer. It's a cargo
But I
ship.
could make a really cool looking ship and just scale it down.
It's just really far away, guys. It's just
Yeah.
really far away.
Perspective's a bitch.
Yeah, right.
Hmm. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what was your spell about anyway? That's pretty cool. When did you learn that? Your gateway. Your workshop.
At what point do I learn this?
Uh,
How do I
you
tie this
You
in?
always known it?
no, you know when you learnt that. That you learnt that when you had direct contact with Semka. That was when the knowledge of that spell entered your mind.
Oh.
So a long time ago.
Michelangelo. What? No. This was like. Come on, I sent you a whole thing. You read it.
Is this the other day when Michelangelo was mentioned in the like
Yeah, that's
premonition type thing?
yeah, Lance's interaction.
So to peel back the curtain a little bit, Michelangelo, you had a dream that happened after you guys went back to bed after being on the beach after Lance's dream.
Oh, I see.
Okay, all right, yeah.
If you read the
And
dream, it
that's-
becomes quite obvious that that was the case, but I think you maybe weren't feeling too well when you read it the first time around, so I recommend skimming over it again.
Okay. So you had a dream.
So that's when he
afterwards.
learned. Well, I mean, he doesn't told you that yet.
So it's
That's
very
a player
recent.
thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we
so
just
it is very recent.
Okay. That's pretty sick. You can make me a giant meat sculpture. One that I can carry around, and have for good. Doesn't
Like a
fade
mini-
away.
A mini meat sculpture. A mini pile of meat.
I'd appreciate that.
You know, I'll get to that at some point. Rovan,
So
do you want a
what you two
sculpture or
looking
anything?
to?
Want a sculpture of anything?
Maybe like a puppy,
A bush.
a bush, yeah, a tree.
Potentially
You
a
can
panther.
actually summon a box and hide inside it. Just the saying.
Wait, what?
Well, I mean,
You're-
it's a 20-foot
Well-
illusion, right? So you can fit
Oh,
all of you
me.
inside that 20-foot thing and then summon a thing. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. I assumed you talked about illusions you could summon. But
No,
Oh, I
no.
see.
but yeah, you could summon a pile of meat and then hide inside it.
I have a better spell for that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that would
no.
be pretty cool, actually. Giant pile of meat.
Yeah,
that
it's
moves.
it's the Metal Gear Solid approach.
Yeah.
You just summon a couple of box with a picture of a bad guy on it and then hide in that.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. I can do so much with
Yeah,
this.
you can do that with minor illusion as well as a small creature that you can crouch down inside a minor illusion. You just
Yeah,
summon
'cause
a-
that's still a
summon a crate
foot
and-
cube, so
yeah, exactly, right?
it's bigger than me. Lofty will be like sticking out of it.
Yeah, I love these shoulders. It would just be a box with shoulders.
And arms.
Just deltoids poking out.
The box will just flex.
Flex box.
Is it gonna be like a Jack in the Boxer, but the only thing that's coming out is like
Pure stone muscle.
Ooh, surprise.
All right. Well, if that's all you're doing, I'm gonna.
Well, I'm just waiting to get to the iceberg. You know, waiting for the quest to begin. Really, I don't know what we're looking to get out of this. You know, it could be a lot more there than has been led on, which I think.
That's
You know,
fair.
how far away are we? Do we have like a rough estimate, Silent?
Alright, well, you guys were. This was the third day that all this was going on, I think. So.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it, like a 4 or 5 day journey? you
Oh, it's
said?
it's 9 days to Aralsera. You guys don't know
9.
exactly where the iceberg is. You do assume that you're going to be able to see it
Okay.
at some point, though. But you're maybe not quite there yet. Maybe day 4 or 5, you might catch a sighting.
All right.
I mean, honestly, like, it's September. There shouldn't be an iceberg,
But there is.
but there is. And
Okay.
what you've noticed as well, Lance, is that everybody on the boat seems very jumpy on this journey.
Hmm.
Like, everyone just seems like stressed.
Well, us or the crew or
The crew,
everyone?
the crew,
Okay.
the crew specifically.
Hmm.
Probably the dragon. The mention of the dragon. I mean, they've got gold for it, but
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
probably
I
that.
did probably make them a little nervous.
Probably.
I'm not good with the conversations, okay? I'm
That's why I
charisma is my
love that you
Dumpstead.
take the lead. Okay, so skipping ahead then, unless anybody else has anything they want to do.
no.
Mhm.
Michelangelo, you notice in the distance a shape.
Ooh.
It appears to be an iceberg. Now, sadly, I didn't manage to finish the drawing I was doing because I had to prep the game instead. And also, I was never going to finish the drawing, but I'm going to keep going on it. But just to give you guys like what is there so far, it's sort of the idea of what we're looking at here. So you can see Aralsera starting to rise up in the distance, these towers and buildings, and then further buildings. This interesting amalgamation of styles. This very, very sort of traditional, but then with the larger towers, very organic. Almost like it was grown, almost fractal nature to the way the buildings sort of curve across over and look very interesting. And you also see the iceberg, which is not that large. It's only about twice as big as the boat on the surface. So,
So the iceberg's actually quite close to Arasera.
no, the Aralsera is really big.
Oh, okay.
And
Alright.
and the iceberg is also like not that big and very close to you as you approach it. So you guys are gonna get dropped off on the iceberg unless you want to do something else. That's what you asked the crew to do.
Is it the right iceberg?
It's September,
So there's only one
Really hard
iceberg.
to find an iceberg.
and
yeah.
you're on the equator.
Okay. Guess we're getting off on the iceberg.
So
Yeah.
we're probably just gonna like take the boat out, a distance. So got a way to signal us? Maybe something you could do. Any of you
Yeah, I
like
could do like
some...
a flare illusion.
All right. Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah, that sounds pretty good
We'll
actually.
figure something out. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. We'll keep an eye on the skies then.
I guess so.
Okay.
Maybe anyway. No, I'm just kidding.
And so there's this shelf on the front of the iceberg that you're sort of able to clamber onto, and it's very slick. It does feel like it's melting, but it's not that melted. But you're able to sort of, because it is slightly melted, you're able to sort of like jam grip holds in and crawl your way up to this cavern that sort of curves to the right into the iceberg.
So if this iceberg is on the equator, do you think it was an ice dragon?
You know that it was an ice dragon. You know it was a white
We know
dragon.
it was an
Oh.
ice dragon. Yeah, it was white.
Really?
Yeah, you knew that already.
Right.
Shall we venture
Oh.
into this cavern then?
I
guys
think
wanna
we
go
should
in the
probably
cavern?
Be really quiet.
Ooh, everybody make a stealth check!
No. It's your boy, Big Stealth.
Dude, you're a stealth cleric.
Fuck.
That's literally what you are. How are you this bad at it?
Oh, I've
I
got a
got-
-1 on stealth.
I got a 1+3.
Oh god.
Oh, but natural one
Wait.
though. Ooh, why?
Okay,
I got
so-
a 19.
We got a natural 20.
Dirty
So,
Wait. Hold
Dirty
on.
twenty.
Hold on a minute.
No.
How am I so
it's not,
noisy?
It's not.
Wait, what did you get, Alex?
A dirty 20.
Oh, perfect.
Nephilim got a
I mean-
17.
Roland's
Lance?
pretty sneaky boy.
A 19.
And...
Wait, hold on. Before I roll,
Uh-huh.
I have Blessing of the Trickster, which
Yeah,
gives
read
like,
that.
people
Read that out to
both-
me real quick.
as an action. I can touch a willing creature other than myself and give them advantage on stealth checks
Yes.
for an hour.
oh,
So I'm gonna just pat Bjorn on the back and be like,
All
yeah.
right. Cool.
"You've advantage on your stealth rolls. So roll again, my friend."
Oh, yeah.
Way
got a,
better.
dirty
Way
20.
better. All right. Pretty good. Pretty
Nice.
good. I think the lowest was 17, right?
No, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, you haven't rolled yet. Okay, now your turn to roll.
Don't mess this up, dude.
I have a -1 on stealth, by the way.
You can do it. Come on.
You can do it. Bite his mother freaking head off, Ozzy.
11.
11.
Boy.
Ooh.
All right. Well. Bear with me one moment while I bring up.
Kill you real quick.
Yeah, so none of you noticed that the iceberg was in fact the dragon's mouth, and you will get swallowed and die.
Nice.
What?
That is a complete. You're lying.
Yeah, obviously I'm lying. What the fuck? I'm not gonna do you like that.
We will accidentally walk into the mouth of a dragon and die.
Off
Now
we
that
go.
like,
Alright, you
shared some
guys-
very intimate moments. We be like, and you're dead.
Yeah, you
And
guys do okay there. So you're curving into this iceberg, and as we all know, icebergs are much bigger under the water than they are above the water.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my primeval awareness, so I'll be able to detect if there's any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fey, fiends.
No, you have to have picked
within...
one.
Do I have to pick one?
Yeah, you pick what
Okay.
you. There are levels where you pick one of the out of that list to have as a favored enemy. I think it's like 1st, 6th, and 12th or something. So you can have picked dragons, and then that's fine.
Yeah.
But you need to have actually picked those at some point, if I recall.
Alright. Okay.
You're a
I am
beastmaster.
Confusion.
Oh, sorry, you're using primeval awareness, not favored enemy.
Yeah.
Ah, I understand. Okay, so you expend a spell slot.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay,
I'm
so
guessing icebergs are not
yeah.
your favorite terrain.
no,
No.
not really.
Too bad.
Okay, so for 1 minute per level of the spell slot you expend, what level spell slot are you expending?
Just a level 1.
Okay.
Um,
Uh,
yeah.
there is a or some dragons within a mile of you.
Awesome.
He
There's-
doesn't know the number.
Oh
There's-
no.
There's one or more dragons nearby us, guys. Let's go. I start
Actual
walking ahead.
dragons or like.
I'm not sure.
chickadee?
Dragon something. Let's go. I'm walking.
I don't want to go anymore, guys. Let's get back.
Okay, so this cavern, this tunnel, spirals in and down and around. So you sort of spiral down into the depths of this iceberg, and you realize that you actually have no idea how deep this iceberg might go under the water.
This seems like a pretty big iceberg, you guys.
And I think at this point we should start looking at the map.
Oh, there's a map. Yay.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Oh, is there a
What are you
Maui?
looking? There is a Maui.
I
Hello.
love
Just
Maui.
look.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
Maui.
Yeah.
We love Maui.
Mm.
Alright,
You're a good boy.
Like a Maui can just like slide into the camera.
Yeah.
so you guys are sort of, this is the kind of terrain that you're looking at as this spirals down and around. Make a perception check, Michelangelo.
That is 24.
24. You can hear gently, faintly, just at the outside range of your hearing, the sound of something breathing.
There is definitely a creature here.
Cool.
Why is he giant? He's so big. What happened?
So we're just searching for the scale, right? Anybody got anything that helps us with that?
hmm.
Like a spell?
What's the order that you guys are walking in, by the way?
I'm at the back.
I've trailed off in the front.
You're in the front?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I think I'm.
I think Nephilim's behind Rovan. Lance, you can be in the middle, and then Bjorn's behind you. I'm behind Bjorn.
Okay. It's a
Yeah.
pretty map, by the way.
Thank you. I googled it.
I'm sure you did. It's still pretty.
Okay. So, you guys can hear breathing up ahead.
Oh my.
I'm gonna take a peek around that corner. Like, crawl along the wall. I'm trying to be
Just before
stealthy.
you get to the corner, you hear this growling sound and then the sound of claws hitting something as it scrapes down, and then you hear two voices snarling at each other in Draconic.
What are they saying? Can you send that to me?
Do you
I
speak
can hear-
Draconic?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
You hear, "That's my side, get on your side." And the other one says, "No, it's my side as well." As they snap and smash at each other, and as you peek around the corner, you can see two white dragon wormlings slashing at each other and kind of just like scrapping like puppies, essentially.
I'm gonna gesture back to the group and let them two dragons.
I need you to make a wisdom save, Rovan.
Me.
You've seen a dragon.
I've seen a dragon.
Guys, I really need
dirty
a wee. Oh my
20.
god.
Dirty
I'm so
20.
nervous now.
So do you have Rovan reacts?
It's up to me how Rovan reacts.
It's up to you.
Alright, I'm a take my walk back to the group
Okay.
and just kind of let them
Just
know
creep
there's two
back.
dragons kind of scrapping.
They're little. They're wormlings.
And they're
The
wormlings.
smallest kind of dragon.
Oh, let's kill them.
Well, I agree with that.
Why?
We should capture one of them.
How are we gonna do
To
that?
what end? Make him a pet or what?
I mean, for
freaking-
Rovan,
Dragons!
you can keep a dragon, right?
Oh my.
We don't want it. Do you know how
I'm gonna
fucking
need you to
huge
make another
they're
wisdom save there, Rovan, I think, for
gonna
that
be?
comment.
Why?
The idea of having a dragon as your beast companion is
Is
gonna
that- that's
require
kind
a
of-
wisdom
that's kind-
save.
That's kind of sick, right? I'm not crazy in saying that. Like, that'd be cool.
21.
21. Alright, you keep your cool, but that was a little too close to the bone.
Okay,
That's a terrible idea.
Sounds like an amazing idea.
I think we should just kill them. Let's go. Let's go
I
kill
think
them.
they will kill us. I don't want to kill them. I mean, I know I told people I will, but.
So where are they right now?
Round the corner, scrapping with each other about territory within the cave.
Maybe we can pit them against each other.
You do know that dragons are very territorial.
Maybe we can get them to fight each other. And then we just have to kill one of them.
I mean,
I don't know how to do that.
yeah.
We'll reach us out.
Also, we shouldn't give them the chance. Let's just kill them.
Yeah, but if they kill each other first.
You hear a short of sharp. Ah!
See,
Bastard! I'll
see,
get you next time.
see, they already want to kill each other. We just have to make them do it. If they're that territorial and pretty dumb, we can just be like, well, who's the older one? Well, you're obviously the one in charge whose territory this is, so we only listen to you, and then they're gonna be like, "Arr." So
How about you go do that? I'm gonna keep myself hidden, and strike when I'm needed. I'll watch
None
your
of
back.
us
Don't
could-
worry.
None of us can even talk to them. You're the only person who could talk to them.
That is true, they've only spoken Draconic.
So, and also, I don't actually think it's a good play to walk in and be like, "Yo, what's up, dragons?"
Hi, guys.
Sup, homies? I'm just here to drop some knowledge.
it's my trident in your face.
You know, it seems like you two are having a disagreement, and I just want you to know that you're both great. And you gotta respect each other before you check each other.
Basically.
Oh my
We
god.
could,
It's every
use,
90s
like,
intervention help video, you know?
we could use some of the stuff that we got from the shipwreck and like give it to them as a tribute, you know. Well, to one of them. To one of them.
You wanna bribe a dragon?
What's your knowledge of dragons?
I don't have any knowledge of dragons.
So,
But,
Dragons
well,
are very
I know
bribable, Rovan. You do know that, actually. Even white dragons
they're
will
very
take bribes.
vain, right?
I don't want to bribe them. I want to kill them.
Yeah, you
Well, I wanna
mostly
kill
bribe
them.
a white dragon to not kill you, rather than to do other things for you. But you know, you can bribe them.
I want to bribe them to fight each other.
So how
so
would
we
that
can
go
have a look around
exactly?
and then run. Oh, you want to kill them? I don't want to kill them. I don't want to get killed. Oh my god.
Do we actually think we could defeat two dragons?
I think we could maybe take one of them.
I think if it wasn't two at once, it'd be okay.
See, that's why I said if they kill
we
one-
could get them to kill each other, yeah, but like,
to kill one of them
if-
is already
it's not
dead,
like
then
we
we'll
can
just-
instigate that. We can't
Shall we?
walk up and be like, oh yeah, you know, you.
Well, we go over there and we were like, oh, we are from the city. We
I don't think you
heard that there were
understand that like
dragons,
trying
and
to
we, like,
instigate a
mm.
fight between two dragons is just gonna get us killed, regardless.
well, trying to fight,
They'll
but
kill
it's
us
also gonna get us
first.
killed if they.
Just gonna
if
let
they
you
try to
guys
kill us.
know that I've rolled 3 perception checks that were all under 10 so far, but I'm gonna keep rolling them.
I'm gonna sneak back up to that corner. Are they still
Give me
going
some
at it?
arrows.
No,
Give me some
one of them is
arrows.
retreated onto one side and the other's on the other side, kind of staring at it angrily, but nursing like a wound on a side.
Can you like throw
Give me
them
some of the
in, or
mirrors.
we don't get to know that information yet.
What was the question,
Which-
sorry?
Like where they are on the map, we don't actually get to know that yet.
Well, Rovan knows, so I guess he can see.
Okay.
Pretty
alright.
small. We can take them. It's fine.
They're medium
So-
creatures. They're really not that big.
Hmm. Are you sure you don't want to keep one, Rovan?
I'm pretty sure. I just want to kill them.
Hmm.
Well, you go ahead. Be my guest.
Okay.
No fun. No. That's
And I'm walking
suicide.
off round the corner.
He's gonna try and stealth his way in.
I'm gonna try and
I
stealth
mean,
my way
take
around this
Nephilim
corner.
with you,
All right.
because he's also stealthy.
So is this area that I'm pinging like a little bit raised where I can
Where
climb
are
onto
you
it?
pinging? Sorry, ping again. That is
So
raised,
around-
yes.
If I rounded the corner and I could potentially climb up there,
You could try.
Hi.
trying to
certainly
be
try.
stealthy still.
Sure, I'm gonna need a new stealth check from you though. And I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative if that's what we're doing.
Apparently it is. I guess.
Alright, let's go,
That's
guys.
Someone said go do it.
Oh, you guys. I rolled a 5. I just really need a week.
Okay.
I
I
got
don't see how
10.
those are related, but sure.
10.
Okay. So my stealth check was 12.
This is where I should. Like, wait, how many
Wow.
times can I do Blessing of the Trickster?
What are we rolling for right now? Sorry.
Just, initiative, my dude.
Yeah, initiative.
You know that
But,
thing
like-
that happens before combat does. Where's
Can
the
I,
turn
um,
order?
Can I Blessing of the Trickster again?
Wait, sorry, hang on a second. I'm just trying to. Oh, there it is. It's like, how do you do turn order? Oh, this is just completely. Right, let's clear the list. So, what did Lance roll?
5.
I got
Okay.
12.
5. Bjorn got 12.
Yeah.
I got 10.
I got 6.
There we go. You got 6, Rovan.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you get, Michelangelo? 10.
10, yeah.
Okay. And who are we missing?
Oh, that's
Nephilim.
bad.
I
Oh
will
my
roll for
God.
Nephilim.
Why is everyone so bad at initiative?
12. I mean, if everybody's bad at initiative, nobody is.
Well, we don't know what the dragons got, so
Well, yeah, but the dragons don't know you're there
yet.
yet. Okay.
I have an idea. What if I like
Can I?
have a massive like mama looking dragon walk up to like make them come together?
Come together right now. Okay, and Wormling number 2 also needs a turn. And that's way better than everybody else. Good stuff.
Fuck.
Of course it is.
Alright, well, Wormling number 2 is currently just sort of curled up casually, enjoying the cave. Doesn't know anything's going on. 6 seconds goes by. Nephilim's turn to act. Nephilim's gonna rehide. Badly. Oh. That's a 10, everybody. Nephilim rolled 10.
no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Does he have like a passive stealth?
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
I can hide us all
I
on a
can
big pile of
try.
meat.
That's what I was,
Okay,
I was
well, Nephilim thinks that he's hidden, so gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just up to the corner here. And okay, Bjorn.
Hmm.
Oh, Nephilim already an attack in case something happens.
I am not sure what the best thing to do here is. I'll probably move up to where Nephilim is first.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see me
Uh,
ping it? Is this how
Yeah.
to ping?
Yeah. How do you do that?
Just hold
Hold
click.
down.
Oh. Okay.
Look, I can do 2 colors. I can do that color and this color.
Oh.
Wow.
Aw.
So pretty.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
So fitting.
Right. Well, like this is my plan, right? I want the dragons to get together, and then I want to fireball them. That's what I want. But they have to be next to each other, so I can hit both. They
okay.
have to be. Wait, what range?
Can anybody else be?
They have to be
next
within
them?
20 feet of each other. So we need to get them grouped.
Within 40 feet of each other. It's a 20-foot radius
Oh. All right. Well, that's a bit easier.
for fireball. The radius is important.
So how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna get them to go back?
I think as soon as they know we're here, they're probably gonna get to us, right?
Dude, what do dragons eat? Conjure some of that.
Fish.
And make it walk into them.
Fish. Fish,
Like a
fish,
trap.
fish, 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 fish. People fish, fish.
Okay,
fish,
well, I
fish.
guess I'll move
People
up.
fish.
How far can I move, Silent?
25 feet.
Oh, that's not very far, is it?
You've got very
Okay.
little legs.
I guess I'll move there.
Okay.
'Cause that's as close as I can get.
Well, move then.
Oh, okay. Is it one above that, or is that it?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, I could make a sound to lure them in, or do you think I should wait until we're all moved up a little bit more?
We should probably wait.
All right. Do I need to ready an attack?
You can if you want. You're not taking an action, you can hold an action.
So if I ready an attack, that doesn't mean it has to be used next turn, right? It can be a couple of turns.
Well, if you ready an attack, it holds until your next. You can use your reaction to execute that attack up until your next turn, at which point you have a new action that you can then hold. So you can chain holding actions if you want.
So I can
You can
ready
like
it
hold
now,
a firebolt, then keep holding a firebolt. But if you hold a spell that requires a spell level to cast, you'll lose the spell level if you don't do the spell.
Okay, well I won't do that yet then.
Well, you can do firebolt. That's a cantrip, so it doesn't apply.
Bolt. Bolt.
Because you can do that in unlimited
Firebolt.
times. Yeah, firebolt. Sorry,
Okay,
not
yeah, yeah.
fireball.
I'll I'll ready
Different
that
thing.
then. Yeah. I'll ready that,
Okay, cool. You ready that?
and I'll end my turn there.
You end your turn. So, Michelangelo, what are you doing, my dude? This is like your time, by the way. Like as the cleric of the group, this is where you shine. Is this little prep phase that you got going on here?
Okay.
Assuming you've got the
gonna
spells in the bag for it.
I'm gonna invoke duplicity, summon like my clone,
Okay. Good call. That's your action. What else are you doing?
and then I Wait, can I cast my spiritual weapon? Is that a thing in my bonus action, or is that's an action, right?
You can totally do it. I don't recommend attacking necessarily straight away, but you can
Yeah.
certainly
I
cast
can
it.
just I can have it ready, like Oh, actually, no. I probably shouldn't have it ready yet because it doesn't last that long.
You can also only move it 20 feet after.
Yeah,
I think, so.
it'd be annoying. I want to move myself though. Wait, how do I move?
So you need to reselect the arrow in the top left. Can you not move?
No.
You can just
Weird.
that.
Determined by character settings.
I'm
Just-
I'm able to ping still. But if I reselect it, it
Oh,
doesn't
for
give
some
me move.
reason you
Yeah, I drew a line. I didn't mean to do that.
Here you go. Right, you can do it now.
Somebody drew a line.
Oh, okay, I see.
Ah.
Whoops! I was trying to do the distance one. What's that?
A ruler, like the fourth one down.
It's the fifth one for me.
Ah, wait, I don't have that.
So, Michelangelo, what are you doing?
So I've summoned a clone.
Yep.
And I'm moving up.
That's a good point,
over
actually.
here.
You have summoned a clone. That's
It's big.
All right.
This one is clone U is purple.
Cool.
So you can move your clone up to 30 feet, I believe, or just summon it anywhere within 120 feet. The illusion appears within 30 feet of you, so you can put the illusion wherever you want within 30 feet. Just keep it next to you.
I'm gonna put it here. And that's my turn. How do I end?
I end my turn.
End
All right.
turn.
Cool. So I'm gonna walk up back to that corner that I was trying to peek from. Trying to be stealthy still. I'm just gonna keep kind of a lookout around the corner, keep an arrow knocked for if anything goes down.
Okay, so you're readying an attack as well?
Yep.
Alrighty. Okay.
Oh, we should have bought a diamond first.
Yeah, you guys didn't buy a diamond.
We
Really?
didn't have enough money to buy a diamond.
You guys didn't have 300 gold between you?
I think we did.
Could have sold a
I
cloak
don't
of
think so.
protection. Just saying.
I had
all
like
of us.
30 gold only from the first level still, and then we had the like 75 gold that we had from the boat ship thing. Like maybe 120 gold altogether
Mhm.
from the
Okay.
ship, and then whatever we had, I don't think it made 300. So
No worries. So, Rovan. That was your turn?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Lance.
I'm gonna sidle up. Oh, I can move myself. I'm gonna sidle up here with my 30 foot of movement. And I'm gonna get my trident in hand for if anything comes around the corner or something. Actually, let me stand right here rather, so I'm a little bit more in front of people. Yeah. Raging yet doesn't make any sense. I can't ready a rage, so just gonna ready an attack. for
Alright.
now. See what people are doing and be like, this is stupid. There's so many other things we could do.
Like summon a dragon and have it walk in there.
Yeah,
small
well, maybe
one.
at least getting close first. Well, so we can surprise, bitch. Stab, stab. But
I
I
mean, they
mean,
might
how
not.
close do you want to
We're-
try and get?
I don't want to try to get close. Somebody else could have.
Aha. That's how that is it?
Yeah. I wanna turn to Michelangelo and be like, give me some of the mirrors. Give me some of the mirrors. Some of the stuff that we got from the boat.
Okay, so what are you doing? Are you readying your action? Or
I'm
anything?
readying a trident attack, and
Trident
then
attack.
I'm just holding.
Alrighty.
And that's my turn for now.
Cool.
Cool.
I don't know why the
Not very.
order skipped down like that. Right. That Wormling has no idea anything's happening. That one also has no idea that anything's happening. It's now Nephilim's turn. Nephilim's gonna say, if I get a shot off, I can do a lot of damage. But we need to take it now. What do you guys think?
How the hell is he gonna land a shot from here?
Well, if he goes up here somewhere, he might have just about a clear shot, right?
It's 100 feet either way.
Um.
Like
No.
he can move what, like 25 feet?
Well, at first of all, he needs like a clear line of sight, so even that doesn't work. So he probably needs to be somewhere around here to even have that, right?
Yeah. So
It's bad. It's bad.
He's
I,
gonna
I
do it
like the
anyway.
idea of getting here, getting over here,
So
firing
On
that
the
way.
elevator
Nephilim,
thingy.
gonna move to here.
There's no way he lands a shot from here.
I mean, yeah, if you could stand over
It's
here.
80
you'd
feet.
have a clear
You can see that for sure. Look at that. 80 feet. Easy.
Is that a clear shot?
That's,
That's
a
the
clear
thing.
shot, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still a dragon. Like it's not, it's small for a dragon. It's still not like like peeking past the edge of a rock.
No,
Would totally make a shot. So it's advantage because he's hidden, and it's assassinate because no creature has taken a turn in there because the creatures haven't
Yes!
taken they're not aware they're in combat. You know.
Assassinate that bitch.
Assassinate that
Yeah.
bitch indeed. Where are the rest of my dice? Because I need another die.
Yeah, get all the d6s out. Ooh, rogues are the best.
Yeah, I need all of the sneak attacks.
Assassin rogues
Uh,
are amazing.
So, I'm just gonna check exactly what assassinate says, just to make sure I have it right. Advantage on any creature that hasn't taken a turn, and it'll be surprised. So, if it hits, it's gonna be an auto crit. You guys gonna bless some dice for me? Like
Yeah.
blow at the cameras or something? I don't know. There we go. Good job, guys. Good job. I'm so proud. How long does everyone have, by the way? Because we could pause on this shot if you like, and come back to it. Because I don't think.
I
this
think
is
it
gonna
would be cool
particularly
if
short.
Rams was here for this.
I
but
think
Yeah.
that'd be cool
I
as
don't
well.
mind.
But
Yeah.
I'm still gonna initiate the combat with this shot because assassinate's fucking
Alright.
cool. Guys ready?
Mhm.
Let's do it. Oh my god, that's like a billion.
Oh, we hit for 1 billion.
He nearly rolled a natural crit, let alone the assassinate. So that was a 19, which leads to a 24 to hit. You know what? I forgot that he has sharp. Does he? No, he doesn't have sharpshooter. Okay. So that's yeah. Good times. So that's gonna be how much damage? That's 8d6.
8d6.
Yeah, because he has 3d6 sneak attack, which is also doubled. The damage of the bow is a d6, which is doubled. And it's +2 on top of that.
Big damage.
You hear that, guys? It's the sound of a lot of fucking dice.
Yeah.
Not a great damage roll.
Aww.
Yeah. 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, 20 points of damage, piercing, right off the bat.
That's a really bad roll, dude.
There was 2 1s and a 2 in there, and no 6s. So 20 points of damage on this gentleman over here in the corner.
I mean, 20 points is pretty good.
Sorry,
not
that's
very
the wrong
good.
guy. That's not the guy he fired
It's
at.
this one. Is sorry.
Yes. This is the one that was already injured from the little scrap that they were having. And this arrow just goes straight through its eye and is just
Oh.
sticking out of there as the dragon just collapses back.
Oh, fuck.
And you suddenly hear a roar much closer than you would expect. And
When it turns out both the
Is that
dragons.
one
It's
there?
the mom. It's just gonna be the mom.
there is
Oh, fuck.
there is another dragon.
We didn't see that before.
Nope. It's on
Nephilim's
top
right
of a
there.
it's on top of a thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It was looking down.
It's looking down from
Guys.
on top of a pillar.
Well, fuck.
And this one's much bigger.
Everybody get in my meat pile.
And it roars, and you would understand this, Rovan. Who disturbs Juche's lair?
Who's there?
Not me. Say.
Us, bitch.
Sushi's lair.
It's away.
Juche.
Shoot.
Sushi.
Yeah, Xueshe.
No.
Sushi.
Just
Sushi.
throw a pebble at her.
Sushi.
XUE what?
Xueshe.
SHE.
Yes. Juche.
Zuche.
And Nephilim is going to take the dash action as a bonus action. And not
Fuck
be
right off.
right here anymore.
Yeet.
Which is, hang on. How do I? There we go. Yeah, so
That's
30
why
feet.
you reckon first.
right here.
You reckon first.
And that's why you always let Nephilim go first, guys. Because that's a wormling dead.
Oh, right. He killed it.
Yeah, he killed it. It did.
Nice.
Yeah, it's on minus
That-
6 hit
that
points.
also means
It was
that we
already
now
injured
have a
from the
white
fight that it had
dragon
with the other one.
mama.
So?
That also means that we now have a white dragon mama that's whose
Pissed.
baby we just killed.
I mean, that...
It's
you
the
haven't
second
seen that
female.
dragon yet, but, like, GM to player, just so that you guys don't live in terror for the whole week, that dragon is not big enough to be the other dragon's parents.
Okay. Ooh, oh my god.
That's
Ooh.
That's
it's
not good.
that's not reassuring at all, to
Are
be
there
honest.
so many dragons in there? Where did he get the dragons from? Where did he get the wormlings from? What the fuck? Who's putting
Why are wormlings with a dragon?
wormlings into the iceberg? So much mystery.
Yeah, I know, right? Tune in next week to find out how our heroes get out of this one.
The real dragon's like up here.
That was, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Alright, guys. So,
Will the avatar be still?
however, will they do it this time? Nobody knows. Until next time. Guys.
got some adults
Guys.
Dramatic.
Am I gonna have to revoke drawing privileges from you guys? Because I will do that. Like, that's not a problem. It's not a problem for me.
That
It's a
was-
problem for you.
That was not me. Hey, look, there's green under your picture, dude.
Oh shit.
Ah.
Well, guys, that was a fun
Amazing.
session. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that
Sounds
was
good.
good.
Oh boy.
How do you guys? There was a lot of roleplay again. A lot
Yeah, that
of
was
roleplay the
pretty
last
good.
couple of sessions. It's been fun. I enjoy it.
Me too.
All right, I'm gonna turn off the Twitches now. Bye,
Bye,
Twitches.
Twitch.
See ya.